So I'm going to try something a little bit different than just having Jackal do the recap.
I was getting ready for it.
I'm going to go around Robin and ask everyone what is a highlight from the last session. Not necessarily your favorite, no, it doesn't have to be your character, just kind of something that you remember. We'll fill in the highlights of the recap of the last session that way as kind of a highlight recap, and then if there's anything else that I think was particularly relevant, wasn't said, I'll fill it in, and Jackal, you can do the same.
Okay.
So let's start with not Jackal and go down the list with Viral.
Sure, I was going to volunteer to go first anyway.
Great.
I did think that leading up to the whole knife/gunfight in the bathroom, I did think that the awkward social situation beforehand with Percy, Libra, and the four thugs was really funny because it was just like, okay, how long can we stay here without it looking as not weird as possible, and how can we call out the other people on their weird behaviour without also making it look like we're acting weird? We were doing so well until Dima called out from the stall and just ruined everything. Also, the fight itself and the fact that I actually got to use my medicine skill to patch up the guys afterwards because we didn't want them bleeding out.
Yeah.
That was good too.
Alright, Ginja?
I don't know. Got some money. And some of it's going to Dima to get legs.
Alright, getting money was a good part of that last session. Yalkin?
I mean, that standoff was just the best thing ever.
The bathroom sink standoff. Nox, sorry to put you on the spot there. You got anything for us?
Yeah, I was a big fan of the kind of interrogation scene after we had successfully snuck back into our rooms with the guys.
God dang it.
And I can't wait to see what happens with them when we get back.
Okay. And Jackal.
I think my highlight from last session was Libra informing Dima of the Sarah Elise situation.
Yes, when
kind of the struggle of like, what are we gonna do? What's the story here? Percy.
Oh yeah, just pass the baton from an NPC to a PC. Thanks.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that's just gonna be a running joke, like wherever we have amnesia. Why is I can't remember after the Christmas party. Or the New Year party.
Oh yeah.
Like, just the implication that something happened at the New Year's party that's fucked with our memories, and we don't speak of what bits we do remember.
It's actually a good, calendar landmark, because New Year's party signifies a new year. It is a new year for you. You know, it's a New Year's, new beginning. Alright, well, that just about covers what happened last session, which was after the previous session. You'd ended with Sarah's vision of Dima lying dead and a knife coming at her, and started last session with you guys deciding to go towards that danger and save Dima. That led to the bathroom standoff and killing two guys while saving two of the others that would have died, and scurrying your way through the inside, the underbelly, and out in the open of Henry Station. From there, you finally made it into your room, interrogated these guys, found out that they don't really know much about who hired them or why. They were just given a large sums of money in advance and instructions which included do not bring a knife. And
Which they immediately decided they should bring a knife.
they immediately disregarded, yes. And brought a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, as long as you're not at any sharp bits to it, a gun is not technically a knife.
No, yeah, a gun is very acceptable
Maybe they just,
in that sense.
yeah, maybe they just understood don't bring a knife as don't have your primary thing be a knife, and they brought a gun as well. That's the primary name. You know, it's like yes, we brought a knife, but we brought a gun. That was the main thing.
Well,
And then it wouldn't have mattered if they brought the knives, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the don't bring a knife is meaningful to at least one character here. And we left off with you in that hotel room, having gotten their funds from them that they were paid to assassinate specifically Elise, and pondering how long you're going to stay there. Let me bring us into frame here. Oh, before I do, did I miss anything, Jackal? Or did all of us miss anything?
I don't think so. Other than our wonderful escape sequence through the maintenance tunnels, where there was a lot of really good moments from both John and Das in order to get us there successfully.
That's true. That's true. John and Das.
John especially for like commanding the entire kitchen staff to be like, we got this under control. So we ran away.
Yeah. Yep, there was some strong leadership and show of ability in that escape, which is why as Percy and Libra are sitting on the couch following that little text roleplay there, scrolling through the news, you are seeing no signs of anything blowing back on you or indicating that anybody is looking specifically for your faces. Aside from being wanted criminals, of course.
Of course.
Nothing new.
Yes. Your escapades through Henry Station have not added to your your wantedness.
Hey, that guy's wanted for arson. Not the bathroom murder? What bathroom murder? Arson's fine.
I mean, I think technically we've all got murders on our sheets, right?
I believe everyone has murders, yeah.
Except for
Not everyone. Not everyone.
It's only at least.
That's
Yeah, at
true.
least that's
Those of us who have sheets.
Never.
Those of us who have
let me
sheets
like
have at least a murder on them, and I'm not even counting stat in that.
I am different. Quite put in simply.
Yeah, you're the PR person. That's why you're different.
I'm the hiring manager here.
Well, given how
Although if
some
our
of these
typical
hirings went.
Our typical hiring MO is kidnapping, though. So
Well, yeah, it seems to be. So
I just know how to pick them. That guy right there, 4 months Stockholm syndrome. We got him.
Oof.
The types of things that you can only say in this environment.
Let's see. So as soon as it finishes uploading, I am going to play the news snippet that was released midweek for the stream. And looks like it's done uploading there. Nope, not quite, not quite. There we go. And then we'll figure out you guys' next move. Come on. Okay, there we go. And Let's just play it from there. I'm not going to check if any of you need the volume or to reset because you've already had a chance to play this in Discord.
The Lion of LaRue finds himself in the spotlight yet again, this time playing the part of a moustache-twirling villain. Unconfirmed rumours have surfaced, accusing Cassian LaRue of spearheading an elaborate and lengthy plan to make Lami Era the premier naval superpower of Artemis Black, beginning with production contracts negotiated in On XXV. Bold if true, and certainly a credible fear given Lami Era's financial strength combined with the industrial capacity of the bro. It's not the first assumption I would make, however, about an independent polity with alliances across the sector. Nor would I first accuse the man who earned his moniker, the Lion of LaRue, facing down bro twice his size in mortal combat, only for the chance to prove what we, of humble human stock, are capable of under pressure. I remind any who would leap to conclusions. Cassian LaRue fought with fist and wit on behalf of all of Artemis Black when he negotiated the Unified Treaty and Trade Agreement of 3228, securing 20 years of peace with the battle-loving bro. Ask yourself first, what might possibly have changed in a man who is now decades wiser? Artemis Black Network News urges vigilance against misinformation and assures you, the viewer, should credible report of any polity or megacorp constructing a war-capable force, rather than bolstering their aging fleets depleted by lengthy conflict with the Raza cross our desk, we will be the first to report it. Believe me, the very idea has Charlotte bouncing in her seat. Until then, this is Sunil, reporting from Lami Era for ABNN.
Mm.
Oh, I was muted. So.
I've only just noticed the title of that. I've only just noticed the title of that. That's great.
It's good.
I do have me some fun with those titles.
Yep.
Should probably clarify in case anyone is actually watching it on stream rather than being able to see it, that the title is The Lion, the Ship, and the Warlord.
Yep.
Last thing there. Alright, so that's the new segment. Oops, not that one. That had played. That Percy and Libra just finished discussing, and then Libra was able to report that there's been no indication that you guys are being looked at. And you've got two of these would-be assassins tied up in your room, or in your flat, your apartment here. And all of you sitting around. What's your next step of action?
I thought we already sent them on their merry way with very strict instructions to not bring us up to security guards.
Oh, did
remember
you?
They agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because they already agreed that it'd be easier and less hassle for everyone, and they don't want the attention on them either.
Okay. I didn't catch that you had sent them on their way, but that's fine. It doesn't change anything. So then you are 5. Let's see. You've also got Libra, so 6. Sitting in a hotel
also
room.
Also got Dima, 7.
7, Dima. Well, 6.5.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
That is half a man. Wow.
Look, just because half of him doesn't work right doesn't mean that he's only half a person.
I've been waiting so long.
No, that's fair. If I'd thought of it first, I would have made that joke too.
Mm.
Okay. But that
Yeah.
still brings you to the question of what do you do?
I
Well,
think we
at
still
the
have to
end,
figure out. Oh,
I was going to say at the end, following on from the text roleplay session, Libra has pinged across to Percy, who will then forward it to the rest of the group, the details about places that we might be able to potentially go shopping for parts or other stuff. Basically, Libra's been researching leads. So I'll ping that across to the rest of the group just so that we all have the same information.
Douglas had stayed on the ship, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Right, yeah.
Sorry, I don't have my toe really hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's quite distracting.
So that was the part that fell. Your toes fell off.
Sure. Dropped part of my desk on my toe earlier. That was
Oh,
what that was about.
yeah, it does
So,
not sound
it'll
comfortable.
probably be okay. There's not much really to be done for a toe. But
Yeah.
it does hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too pleasant.
No. All right. Well, it's a good thing that you're on the ship, and nobody at all is going to need any engineering solutions
Of
to
course
their
not.
problems coming up.
I guess if anyone has any mods or anything, though, I guess we do have some credits to burn. I guess buying weapons here wasn't a thing, was it?
There's a black market everywhere, so if you guys want to buy weapons, you'll be able to find. Oh, I should say almost everywhere. It's just not as simple as going into the local Walmart, unfortunately.
And actually, as a reminder, this is Union space, right?
It is. Mhm.
So, and the Union do have like burst fire, void carbine type weapons, right?
They do. They've got
know they had
it's a handheld, not handheld, a single encumbrance or single-handed, more like a submachine gun, nail gun type.
Yeah, might be actually kind of worth getting some of those for concealing because I think we definitely want a void carbine weapon, so we don't. Unless we do want to mess up stations real bad.
Well, I think it would be good to have the option of doing that rather than just being forced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My thought is, especially since if we're not on, the watch list for this station specifically.
I was thinking the Percy could do with a good sidearm.
Let me see. How much are those credits? I'll just, for cost for making concealed mods on those, what's the cost of those, if we can get them?
Yeah, I'm currently trying to find where I've put those notes.
All right, I was gonna look at the price of a void carbine.
You guys continue on with making your plans, and while I look up in my way too many documents where I might possibly have put faction-specific stuff. Oh, in the factions document.
That sounds like a reasonable place.
It does, doesn't it?
So tell me, out of character, just because just out of curiosity, how enthusiastic or otherwise is everyone about checking out this graveyard place?
I mean, it sounds like there's going to be scrap. And we need lots of scrap to fix the guns.
And there's lots of curiosity. And yeah, scrap is definitely cheaper for us. We don't have much of the way of funds for purchasing scrap or spare parts specifically.
Yeah.
We've been gone for 6 months. Another couple of weeks while we fix the guns is not going to do much.
But we'll probably want more people on hand.
Yeah.
we do want to first of all we want at least 10 people on the Raza. That's minimum crew of 10. And then of course we want some extra hands for actual work, hard labor.
Yeah, so we can do additional labor beyond beyond just minimum required to keep the ship running.
Yeah.
It's a thing. If only we had guns, we could probably find like, I don't know, some other bunch of like anti-megacorp, not lunatics, but you know, like-minded individuals, so we could basically just assume.
Such like-minded individuals might be located in the same place we can buy guns here.
Yeah, but like, you know, they'd probably be like, okay, so you have a reputation, no weapons, no captain, no pre-tech jump drive that was helping you actually pull off your crimes, but you do have a very expensive ship with pre-tech bits. Yeah, I'm not so sure that one's gonna fly. At least not if we're trying to put across the impression of, hey, we're big and powerful and etc. You know? Like, come join us based on the strength of our reputation.
Yeah, just think.
Plus,
there's opportunities for promotion.
Yeah, and
maybe
also if we start flaunting our reputation, then that is a very double-edged sword. Like it's going to be a very potent. It's going to be a very potent weapon, carrying about that sense of dread that people associate with the name Raza. But I would prefer that we at least have the emergency jump drive fixed before we do that.
Yeah, I guess we need to. We need to get leads on for sure. Or no, we had the emergency spike drill thing too, didn't we? Emergency drill activation.
Yeah, I think that needs 3 separate kinds of pre-tech parts.
Yeah, I guess so. So that's just any general
2 kinds.
leads.
2 kinds, but either way.
2 kinds? I thought it was 3.
No, but it does require fix 3, so I don't think we can do it anyway.
That too, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I'll get there before long. What level was that for skill 3? Is it 6?
6 3 on that?
It
Oh,
says fix 3.
It does, yeah. I wonder if that's based on the. I've been scaling back. My early notes had a lot of revealed this at X level, and I've been scaling that back. I'm gonna reassess now if that's necessary.
Okay.
But you guys continue.
Oh, hey, the emergency draw activation is just 2 things now. I thought it needed 3 before. I thought it needed a materials component as well. Oh, okay.
Okay, emergency drill activation actually is fix 3 as a mod, so that's why that's there like that. That wasn't me being gating things. That was the sample mod gating things.
I wonder if we got the components and the service of a fix 3 technician who you could advise in working with pre-tech specifically. Oh wait, no, because then it would just you wouldn't be able to maintain it.
And also, the technician would end up on the Raza, and then yeah,
and then I would just be out of a job.
Well, no, I don't. I'm thinking more like the technician would have been inside the Raza and sort of realized this and report things. Yeah.
I mean, how many people do you think actually know what the inside of the Raza looks like, apart from the crew members of the Raza?
That is true.
I think we gave 3 tours at one point.
Hmm?
You know, tours, you know, to make a quick buck. Tour the Raza, see where the terrorists.
yeah. See where the terrorism happens.
Yeah, this is where the magic happens. And if you pay
by magic, we definitely mean
you can fire the gun.
Yeah, I guess that you just show the workshop with all the explosives being made.
Yeah.
and you've got some little kid looking up at the mom. Is magic terrorism?
Yeah, and here's the cage where Portia Lynn keeps the puppies that she kicks when she's in a bad mood.
Oh, over here's my favorite room. Which room is it? My bedroom. Where I have absolutely fucking nothing.
Apart from a nice closet of uniforms.
This is where I would keep my things, if I had any.
Yep.
Alright, so you've got some leads. Yes, the bolter gun is, while it's described as a combination tool weapon, that's just a union thing. You'll still need to go black market. You can't just go into a hardware store and say I'd like to buy a bolter gun. You know, they're still not going to let just anyone have that unless you're a union citizen. If that were the case, you might actually be able to just get any old union person to buy one. In fact, I'm gonna prod Nox a little bit. That is absolutely something that henchmen just do for you guys. It wouldn't be illegal at all for, well, it would be slightly illegal because they'd be getting it for you. But that's the extent of how illegal it would be.
Wait, so basically what you're saying is that we're going by British gun buying laws, not American gun buying laws. Got it.
Well, it's union, so.
United Kingdom. Jokes aside, though, I am curious. Like, once we set it from here, I am curious to go check out the graveyard. I wonder how much it would cost to hire, like, a group of salvagers, I guess, just to give us a few extra warm bodies to help pick up scrap. Like, say, half a dozen guys with their own ship, and they just ferry it over to us. I wonder how much that would cost.
Well, let me put that down for you. I see that Nox is unmuted. Did you have something you're going to add there?
2 things. First of them being, their own ship would be the expensive part.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just get them on ours if we don't mind people, being on our ship.
Well, that's the thing is, if they're on our ship and then going outside to get scrap, they're going to notice that this looks an awful lot like the Raza.
I mean, yeah, but
sure, nobody's going to know what the inside looks like. But if the second they go outside and look back at the ship, they'll be like, "Wait, I know that ship."
What was the second thing, Nox?
The second thing was I don't know by what process is needed to acquire the henchman.
Oh, it's pretty much just you tell me that hey, John is wanting to find a couple people that will help him on whatever it is that you want help with, and I say, all right, it's going to be this, and you interrupt me and say, no, I've got henchkeeper, and I say, okay, cool, you've got them. not quite that simple, but it's not an involved process at all. I mean, that is your focus resource, and honestly, one of the things that I think is often overlooked about Henchkeeper is they don't even need names. They don't have to be permanent people that hang about and stick around with you. They're literally just people that can help you wherever you go. You can always have somebody there to help you wherever you are.
Disposable minions, you say?
Basically, I mean, I know a lot of players play them as these are now my personal named minions, and I know 3 layers of their family history, and I'm like, well, you can play it like that, but now they're with you everywhere instead of going to Henry Station and getting a local who has more ability than the guy you picked up from SOS, you know? Or at least more local ability than the guy you picked up from SOS because he's a local.
Yeah, these are the goons.
Yeah.
They will be the goons for as long as I have them.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to call attention to the Henchkeeper and getting those bolter guns is because that's something that I can absolutely see, like, you know, you saying, hey, we want to get some guns and we don't want to spend we don't want to spend a half hour to an hour of session time navigating the different layers of bureaucracy or black market to get them. I'm just going to give 600 credits to my these henchmen here. Maybe a little bit extra because you're technically still asking them to do something slightly illegal. And then, 5 minutes later they come back with guns for you.
Yeah. Okay. I do have the hench too, so I'm eventually going to be looking for more combat capable goons.
Okay. That actually does let you have Marshall, which I think makes it even easier. They can buy guns without even drawing any attention to themselves. Still just as illegal to give them to you, but
Yeah. Is it still illegal if we have them come to us with the guns and then we just take the guns and then dismiss them? Like does it still count? Do they still are they doing anything illegal? I guess is the question.
Yeah, they would still recognize that they are doing something illegal. They are giving opportunity for someone who is not supposed to have a gun to have a gun.
Right. Yeah. That's fair.
Like I said, that's not going to hinder anything. Henchkeeper lets them do mildly illegal things, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Okay.
I guess you could say it's gun of their business.
You could, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, no, that's whether you think I should or not is not going to stop me.
No, I know that.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should, though.
Again, not going to stop me.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're pretty set on going to the graveyard once you get out of Henry Station.
It's a little way away, right? I can't remember the exact thing on the map.
Yeah, let me go ahead and put us over to the map here. Got our map.
Yeah, it's like the other end of the
Not
thing,
quite. It is over here, though.
Yeah, well, that's by thing I meant like this chain.
Oh yes, it is the other end of the buckle belt.
It is the other end of the thing that I was talking about. That's not the thing that you like.
Yes.
Thing was not sufficiently specific to communicate the thing that I was talking about.
It's the other end of the arm, not the other end of the body.
Yes.
Yeah, so that'd be one jump to close, and then either. Well, we're up to drive 3 now, right?
Mm-hmm. You could make a
But-
blind, not blind, but
I was gonna say we need to either jump to gun then Moiran, or we need to make a blind jump from Sos to Moiran.
yeah. And it actually would be a blind jump unless you can get a 3 hex rudder from SOS, which would involve going down to the planet, or going to orbit, basically trying to interact with somebody there who might have it and give it to you or sell it to you.
Unless we get a 3 hex router from here to gun, but again, we got to interact and find someone. So.
Yep.
It's just where we want to do that and whether we want to do that.
That raises our profile some, I would think. Looking for 300 jump hexes.
It might be better to just refuel on the way, rather than try.
Yeah, not a bad shout.
Reduce the jumps.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, is there anything that we Is there anything that, apart from checking the markets to see what the going rate is like for spare parts and whether there's anything else interesting, and buying those bolter guns like you guys suggested, is there anything else that any of us particularly want to do here, or should we clear out before we get noticed? Because we don't just technically get involved in a gunfight on a station that doesn't allow guns.
It was a knife fight. They brought the gun.
Yeah, they brought the gun.
There was a gun involved. It's technically a gunfight.
I don't know. I don't think I.
Yeah, I mean, either they brought a gun to a knife fight, or we brought a knife to a gunfight, and either way, I don't like it.
Let's add to that. There was plasma involved, so it was also arson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
nice.
And also, I don't think the security guys are going to go, well, technically, we only brought knives, given that all the deaths were due to knife wounds.
Yeah.
So
they were all semi-reasonably self-defense, though. I think we do have that defense, but I don't think we should use it because we should hopefully not get to the point that we have to.
I was going to say, I think our best defense is to not be there in the first place.
Indeed. The best defense is not being there to be attacked.
Yeah, and we fucked that one up, so.
Yeah.
I will also note put one more option on your plate, just to overburden it a little bit. If you were interested in having a set of bolter guns in your armory, I would say it gets a little bit funky with the armory because it's supposed to be an endless supply as much as you actually need. Like, you can't just keep pulling guns out like a handkerchief.
Yeah, definitely up.
You can't be like, I'll take 10 guns out of here and sell them, and I'll take 10 out and sell them, and take 10 out and sell them, and just infinite money.
Yeah,
sadly.
Yeah.
What
it's supposed to be enough for the whole crew, and technically our crew goes up to 200.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe only a portion of the crew.
What I've done in the past is basically to say that buy them in bulk, and 1 ton goes towards to the armory, and then we forget about it forever. Yeah, as far as like, it's always there, it's always available. We don't have to track it forever.
Sounds reasonable.
And so that is also something that you may be able to negotiate. You would still need a local or native. So you need Dima, or or a henchman from John, and that'll affect how well you can roll on the trade roll. But it is an option available to you.
That reminds me, we should probably ask Dima, like, because Percy's chatting with Libra, one of you should probably ask Dima where we want him to be taken, because he's trying to fake his death, right?
Yeah, he'll describe a little bit in some small detail union benefits, and the way he makes it out, Union isn't actually a bad megacorps. While he's working, his family, who's no longer able to work, is basically receives welfare on Liff. And it's not like welfare in the U.S. where you can buy half a Happy Meal. Um, it's actually providing them with shelter, some basic food, nothing extravagant, and necessities. It meets their needs and lets them make do, make for more. If Dima were higher ranked, he would of course give them more. Um, his injury in the line of duty gets them a little bit more, and he says that his dad is his dad is old and can't work anymore, and his mom does some nannying and babysitting and stuff, so she gets a little bit of money, but without his welfare, they would effectively become homeless. And his death doesn't get them more, but it also only diminishes the benefits that they get by a small amount because of his service history. If he'd never gotten injured, then they'd get very little after his death. But he did get injured and lost use of his legs from it. So yeah, believably faking his death is literally the best option for him. Because if he stays here, he was involved in that, and he faces scrutiny and questioning and interrogation. If he just disappears, that's even worse.
Where does he want to disappear to? Does he? He certainly probably wants to go back to his family at some point, right?
That would not be bad. He wouldn't mind going back to Hliff, although that does carry some risk of him being identified. He could, well, Astos isn't great as far as handicap accessibility and quality of living for someone who's handicapped. Well, he won't be handicapped for long, he realizes. He is very thankful for that, by the way. And actually,
let's wait until it actually happens.
Yep. He in that both uplifting and sobering thought, he looks across and says, "It has been a kind of a roller coaster, huh? And a little bittersweet. If I'd not seen you come in, I would never be in this predicament. But also, well, that has passed. For the benefit of your promise of legs so that I can walk again, let me work on ship with you." He has gathered that you guys have your own ship. I don't know how much exactly he knows, or how much he knows that it's the Raza. I don't know if that's been revealed, but he does know that you have a ship out there. Obviously, right? Duh, I'm being dumb. You came in on a ship.
Yeah.
I am smart.
But I mean, it could have been someone else's ship. Who knows?
That's fair. That's fair.
So as he's suggesting that, Elise will kind of look at everyone else like, can I just hit him with the hard fact?
Percy's probably still chatting quietly with Libra about the news broadcast.
Alrighty, I'll just hit him with it then. Just say, you do know what ship we work on, right?
Rattling Zebra.
No. That's fake name.
Oh.
Put together the first two letters of the first word, the second word.
Yeah.
It's so clever and sneaky. No one will ever figure it out.
Yeah, I was wondering if we should maybe use a different pseudonym.
No. Just like a good comedy sitcom, nobody will ever figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody would ever do something so stupid in real life. It's a perfect defense.
That's exactly it. When you finally do convert over to the Raza and somebody recognizes, hey, wasn't that the Rattling Zebra? I thought that, but that was so dumb.
That couldn't be.
So, any reaction from him based on that?
He's not putting the letters together. He is trying to figure out what kind of ship, who he knew as Sarah and now Elise would possibly be on, and he is coming up blank.
The Raza.
I mean, how many famous ships are there?
There's a couple, I guess. A few mercenary ships. There's certainly the Derringer with Captain Percy on it. If he thought that you guys were Galactic Mandate for some reason.
Isn't that the one that was negotiating with the guy about the station?
Gun, yeah.
His eyes go wide. He looks over at Elise. That explains so many things.
That's a little cryptic, don't you think?
I just mean that always mysterious Elise. And how long have you're the Raza. It finally hits him. Am I safe?
Well, we did kind of we stopped an assassin after me, but the byproduct of that was we saved your life in a sense, so
duh.
Not like we hate you or anything.
I don't think you're in any danger from us unless you decide that we're in danger from you.
No, what can half a man do against the crew of the Raza? Is Portia Lynn on the ship then?
Not currently.
Oh, good.
Don't know if she'll ever be back, honestly.
Well,
kind of a longer story there to unpack. Maybe we should just lay it all out on the table in front of you, and then if you want to rescind your offer to work on this ship, I would be very, very understanding.
Okay. Sure. How much do you tell him?
I tell him about the memory loss. Tell him about, we woke up, don't have our memories. Not really sure what we did before on the Raza. Lise kind of explains in no uncertain terms that has pretty much no memory of him. No idea of their past feelings whatsoever.
Ooh,
that's where the whole Elise thing came from, by the way. She doesn't get too much into that, but she's like, yeah, that's why I don't really identify with Sarah anymore. Not the New Year's party thing, which we are going to have to work on.
Percy will chime in that there's no evidence that we didn't have an absolutely rocking New Year's party.
I'm not denying that one.
I mean,
I do not tell him about, what happened over on what was the planet's name? Stet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tell them about that. Just sort of like our general predicament. You know, like we woke up, we didn't have our memories. We've been kind of going around trying to figure some stuff out.
Figure
and
what a
that sort
place
of
in the
thing.
system in the sector is now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say our evidence that
At least we'll also apologize for Sarah kind of like being gone.
we were gone.
It's okay, but I suppose mystery of what Sarah was doing will forever stay a mystery.
Maybe.
So find a way to get our memories back.
I don't think I want that personally.
You know, it's probably also worth mentioning here, Percy adds, that you're not the only person, like, you wouldn't be the only Rattling Zebra crew member who wasn't a Raza crew member. There's Koana as well.
He wait a minute, she's not in the room right now. He has seen her when she passed through, and he looks around as if he's gonna find her, and then looks around in disbelief, and catches sight of Das. But you two, such young girls, so sweet. How are you, Raza?
That one's. I. Let's just say there was a situation, and being on the Raza got me out of the situation. And I don't remember the situation, to be clear, same as Elise said. But I've got the information from others. There was a situation, and I'm out of it now, and into a different one, I guess.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, describing where we currently are as a situation is one way of putting it, yeah.
So yeah, you can still come along if you want. I'm just saying that kind of jumping into the deep end, so to speak.
Well, at this stage, I must leave Henry Station. That is required. Maybe I decide when we get to somewhere like March, if you're allowed to go to March. Or
Are we?
I don't know if you have blown anything up in March.
You're asking the wrong person. You do realize that?
I mean, if we go by has the ship done it? Yes. Pretty sure.
I see.
So, I don't know if any of us were specifically present, but pretty sure the Raza was.
Not recently, I don't think.
No, not recently. 3 years ago. Das is probably like looking down at Compad at this point, pulling up the info.
Yeah. Maybe they have forgotten about it.
I don't think they've forgotten about it.
Probably not.
Stationing 4 ships? I don't think so.
We can definitely get you out of Henry Station and probably as far as at least Pana safely. I mean, hell, that's like what that's what one jump away from where we were going anyway.
We can definitely get you off Henry Station and in the direction of March if that's where you want to end up.
That would be good. And plenty of traffic goes through Pana, and I can make decision there. In the meantime, let me serve on ship and perform ship duties for my keep. One request though. Can someone teach me ship duties?
You can learn right beside Kawana.
Yeah, I guess we can arrange that.
Good then. It sounds like it is settled.
I do wonder though. We'll need to see if there's some. No. Okay, not on Henry Station, but we will need to see if there's somewhere that we can get you a pair of legs first.
He says that the premier places for cyberware would actually be Astos, March, or Lamiera in March, or Thurid in Kuditirti. There are, of course, you can get cyberware elsewhere, but Astos is cheap, but you risk finding your organs harvested. March is, or Lamiera is expensive and professional. You're very unlikely to be scammed or sold for parts. And Thurid is kind of a mix of both.
So it's expensive, and we're going to get cut up for parts. Nice.
Yes, but you may find some drugs in your new arm, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Just a permanently installed morphine drip. Let's push you guys into a decision here. I've listed the three most relevant things you've discussed, plus a fourth, leave. You are required to leave eventually.
You mean we can't turn this into Henry Station Simulator?
I would once again allow it, but I don't think you want to.
I don't know what we want.
You're right. I don't.
Being difficult.
I know.
That's what we want.
I do want to get you over to the graveyard. You seemed excited for that, and so I want you guys to let's buckle down, decide what you want to finish up at Henry Station, and then go ahead and head on over.
I feel like we should go ahead. I think we should. I'm willing to invest towards the stocking up on the guns, at least because I think that'll be useful to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, finding a source early on of one-handed void carbines is. I realize that is a fantastic gun. I scaled it back from what it was. You remember the burst version, which actually was a submachine gun.
I thought I remember had burst, but yeah.
I realized that was too good, and so I turned it into revolver stats.
That's probably a reasonable
change.
Also, we wouldn't be able to afford it being cheaper actually works out better for us at the moment, I feel like. Because that's much cheaper to mod. That's only 500 credits to mod to be
Yeah.
Do I need for modding? I think we need it in spare parts forms, right?
You
or
can
I just throw credits at it?
No, you can throw credits at it. If you're in a place where you could buy like specific components and parts, then technically it should be cheaper.
Oh, you know, I keep forgetting that I actually have half cost too.
Oh yeah.
That's my own dang feature. That's my own dang focus.
Yeah. The spare parts is my concession to less record keeping, because you're not supposed to be able to build them with spare parts. I
always forget how that works.
Yeah, just because it's a little bit convoluted the way it's all written out and in different forms. But yeah, I like it spare parts. If you're in a place where you could conceivably just buy machined components, then there's no reason that you would have to use your store of spare parts. In fact, it could be a benefit, because I have been saying that if you use a spare part for something, you use the whole spare part. So like if you build something that's 20 credits with a spare part, you've wasted 30 credits.
Okay, go ahead and defeat this cat. But I don't know if anyone has any objections. I guess we need to just figure out how we're distributing the money. So we had how much? We had 45k to split still.
Yeah, my recollection was that 5k was going to Dima for his new legs, and then of the remaining 40k, half of that was going to the shared ship fund, along with the 5k that Rajon gave us before, and the other 20k was being split between the 5 of us evenly. So that's 4k each.
All right. I'm willing to go halvesies on the guns if someone else is willing to go halvesies. Or do you want to take it out of the ship funds? We'll need the ship funds for other stuff, like maybe the spare parts and stuff too. So that's 4,000 credits to each of us. Good. Take that. And I've updated the roster to show there's 20,000 currently in the ship funds.
25 if we're doing 4 each.
20.
4 each is 20. We've got 45 overall.
Right. That's going to Dima.
Yeah, 5,000.
Yeah, no, but we got. Yeah, but we got 5 from five from Rajuan, and then 45 from the guys puts us at 50. 5 from Dima puts us back at 45. And then, so it's 25 in the ship and 4 each.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah, let's do it that way then. All right, I'm gonna step away so I won't have to type anymore.
Okay.
My toe.
Yeah.
So I'll go if someone else is willing to chip in. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think the money for guns should come out of the ship funds, or I'm fine with chipping in? Like I said, 2,500 for myself.
So if we buy a ton of small arms projectile, then would that be like we can go into the armory and grab bolter guns, or would it just be we can go into the army or the armory and grab like any TL4 sidearm basically?
You'd only be able to buy the bolter guns here at, well, you know what?
Like what does small arms projectile let us pull out of our armory?
Yeah, John does have the martial henchman. Nox, is this something that you want John to use henchman for? I don't want to overassume here.
Yeah, let's get some boys on it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So what have I put in your armory so far? I've only given you the TL3 from the shipment to Stet.
I think that's right.
we basically looted that and filled out our armory with it. As I recall, you said that meant that pretty much anything up to the TL3 list we could find some of in our armory if we needed it.
Okay.
I think we had combat field uniforms too, right? Armor up to combat field uniforms.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. You know what? With some help from the henchman and the fact that with the henchman doing it instead of you're not going to get as good of a price. I think it's fair to include the other projectile TL4 weapons. So this would include sufficient mag pistols, rifles, and spike throwers to include in your armory.
Hmm.
The cost roll would look like, let's see. I'm gonna go based purely off of John's lead skill for this. So Nox, what is John's lead?
3 as of this level, or 2 as of this level. It's
Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, that's a good lead. So let's see, what did I say? Henry Station has for modifiers. They are a +1 military.
Mhm.
So the cost is going to look like 3d6 minus John's 2 for lead, and that's all you get for the expertise. Plus 3 from friction, and +1 from military. So total modifier is 3d6 plus 2 to for them to find a ton of all the TL4 projectile weapons and add them to your ship armory. And you don't have to make a decision now if the henches are being tasked out to find a deal and execute it, or not execute it, to find a deal, then I can roll it for you right now, and you can decide if you want to buy it.
yeah. It's,
Yeah, let's go.
I think we'd definitely be sending them out to find a deal
Okay.
before committing. We'd want
That
to know
is-
what we're paying.
At exactly
Must.
base price, 5,000.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
Hmm.
I think we get it. Yeah. Get back guns.
Can we know what? No. I had a question, but it was a metagaming question, so I don't want it to.
Okay.
Does base price sound good for us?
Yeah, it ends up being able to, I can start modding making us some custom weapons without having to worry about, what guns everyone has. I'm fine. Base price 5,000 seems all right for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was already
have them-
I was already committed for it, and that was just for the bolters.
Mm. Yep.
And let's go ahead and pull the trigger on that.
All right. Now the question still is:
Nice.
ship funds or should individuals chip in?
I think that given it's like whole ship thing,
Yeah.
it
That's
makes
probably
sense to use ship funds because like it's the armory,
Yeah.
anyone can pull it out of it. Doesn't make
Okay.
sense for one person to
I-
fund the armory, you know?
Yeah. I would say let's default to ship things come out of the ship fund. And if we get to a point
Fair.
where the ship fund doesn't have enough money, then we look at maybe
Chipping
we all
into the ship,
contribute
yeah.
something to the ship fund.
That makes
Mhm.
sense. All right, cool. I've gone ahead and subtracted the 5,000, so now we're down to 20,000 ship funds.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if anyone wants any mods, let me know. I'm thinking probably a set of concealed bolters.
I mean,
250
if you're
credits
taking,
apiece.
I mean, if you're taking requests, then I'm definitely going to be hitting up the mods list.
Oh yeah, I am absolutely taking a request. I can maintain over 20 guns or 20 mods.
Holy shit! Okay, then.
Yeah,
Yep.
You know what?
maintenance
I'll
is
get
not an
back to you
issue.
on that. I'll get back to you on that.
I think the main constraint is going to be time, so I may as well make sure I'm always busy modding. I'll always be modding.
Yeah, good. This is how you relax. Maintenance work on the ship. Maintenance work on the guns on the ship.
Yeah, it's like when we said take a break from maintaining the ship, we didn't mean find something else to maintain.
But mechanically, modding just happens in your downtime, anyways. That's what I do it for fun.
I was gonna say, I suppose this difference between like
Basically a
writing
hobby.
code for your. I was gonna say is writing code for your work versus like modding Skyrim.
For example, I don't even remember what it was for. I was testing simple trouble mechanics based on the appearance of numbers in that 3d6 roll. And so I ran a real quick spreadsheet to test the percentages, the odds of, okay, what if I did trouble whenever there's a doubles? No, that's like 44% of the time. That's too much. What if I do trouble whenever there's a 1? Alright, that's slightly better. That's only 42% of the time. What if only when there's double 1s? That's too low. That's 7%. I just ran a quick spreadsheet to do the conditionals.
What if you have a 2, a 3, and a 4?
No.
One in 260, if I remember right.
It would.
Yes.
It should be
No.
3 and 2
1
under
in
16.
216 times.
Yeah, because
No,
it's three
gonna
specific
be,
results.
It's gonna be 1 in.
Yep.
Oh wait, no, it'd be triple that because
1 in 36. 1 in 36, I think. You need 3 specific dice, and you've got 6 orderings that they can be in. So 1 in 6 per dice is 1 in 216, but you've got 6 orderings, so that pulls it back to 1 in 36.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
All right.
Anyways, that aside, honestly, I'm just sitting here wondering, like, I don't think, like, now that we've got tier 4 projectile weapons, I don't think it's really like the advantages of laser weapons over, especially when our money's this limited. I don't think it's worth. We need both TL4 projectile and TL4 laser weapons.
Yeah.
We
have.
get there.
I think the important one to get was something that's not going to split the hull, and we've got that. So yeah, we're good. When we've got a ton more money, then we maybe fill out the lasers and have the full spectrum. But
especially when we're specifically trying not to draw attention to ourselves and get in a fight in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
I will say, mechanically, the mechanical advantage offered by laser weapons is already included in the bolter gun with the +1 recoilless firing, with the exception of the laser rifle. The absolute best weapon to equip on your NPCs that might only have a +1 or +2 attack bonus. Because it comes with its +1 inherent and burst.
It's easier to hit with a laser.
It's easier to hit with a laser.
Yep.
All right. So you're not going to buy individual bolter guns. I've crossed that out. Last question is, do you want to buy spare parts? And I'm going to rattle up your decision on that a little bit. I'm going to kind of force a little bit of a decision to be made with another news drop. Alright, this time I will roll the sting. I still haven't found a new one. But everyone check and see if you can hear this.
Yep.
Alright. Get into the channel over here, make sure it still has it. Okay, great.
I didn't hear it.
Didn't hear it? Okay. Do you want to refresh the browser real quick and I'll check again? Let me know when you've refreshed.
Okay, I've hit refresh. It's just reconnecting, and give it a second. Okay, it should be me reconnected.
You able to hear that?
Yep, I hear it now.
All right, fantastic. So, as you guys are finishing up deciding what to do with Dima, if John has given a few people that he found some instructions. Knox, you're welcome to modify any of this, but I'll say that there are some people that have some. He found some people that have some passing familiarity with him as someone who had passed through. Maybe their father or their mother was a mercenary that served with him, um, and one of them had made some contact, from his commanding presence in the kitchen, and reached out to say, "Hey, I think my mom knew you," and from there, it wasn't hard for him to find other people that would do him a solid and replace some weapons cargo that he had lost. Again, correct any of this that I'm assuming here, if needed. And they've just come back or reported back to let you know that the delivery is on its way to the Raza. I'm assuming that somebody tells Douglas and those still on the Raza that there's a ton of weapons coming their way, and hopefully not stated exactly like that.
For one thing, I hope nobody used the word Raza in that exchange.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
indeed.
true.
The
Yes.
rattling saber,
Yeah,
obviously.
and it's as you guys are deciding your next move and whether the station has sufficient or at least good enough prices for spare parts, the parts universal, to be worth your while. When this hits your news feeds, yours also, Douglas.
Chalk up another victory for the Civil Treatment Authority, Antonina Rodionovna in specific, and more broadly, the lost and forgotten souls living on Rain Lalati. Abandoned by Union as a total loss centuries ago, when freak meteorological events turned the planet's surface into a frozen wasteland, inhospitable to human life, and prohibitively costly to mine for resources, its people have survived generation after generation, trapped in skyscrapers stretching high into the sky. Lost and forgotten. That is, until youth leader Grigory Aleskevich initiated an awareness campaign at Henry Station Base Ed School. Through events painstakingly organized and promoted, Grigory spread his message of fellowship and solidarity for these descendants of Union citizens. These might be your blood, he would shout, and blood never leaves blood. He caught the attention of old-fashioned Union elders as well as Antonina at the CTA. Both sides of the coin, conservative values and progressive interests, aligned to lobby and pressure Henry Station's underboss Artemovich to issue a decision. And after months of meetings and negotiations, he has. Artemovich authorized the use of Union assets and personnel in the recovery of residents on Rain Lalati, with some standard Union conditions, and has placed the responsibility for managing these rescued citizens in the hands of the CTA. It's been a long time coming, and it'll be a long process yet. But the hardy survivors of Rain Lalati can finally join civilized society in the 33rd century. Reporting for Artemis Black Network News here on Henry Station, this is Nia.
That kind of news is going to shuffle things around and make parts considerably harder to get after this. It is also, however,
An opportunity for recruitment.
an opportunity for recruitment. And where did my Oh, it would be all the way up here. Dang it.
Recruiting people that don't have any idea who the Raza are.
Yeah.
Yeah, centuries ago. Remind me, how long ago did the Scream happen?
600
It's like
years.
800. Oh, 600. It's close.
Close,
Yeah.
yep. It is, Renalotti's fall was post-Scream.
Okay.
But, excuse me. It was colonized pre-Scream.
Mm-hmm.
I put that note. I knew I put a note about how this affects things. I'll find that in just a second here.
Is it bad that I keep looking at everything as, okay, so could we potentially get a pre-tech from that? We need pre-tech bits.
Okay, there it is.
I don't think that's necessarily bad.
Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna do it like this here. Copy message link, and then copy that. What did I just do? What did I just do? Okay. And there you go. So it's about to get more expensive to buy these parts. You've got to benefit from friction right now. You can take advantage of the research that Libra, Acid, and Natario have done in your absence while this has been going on, to buy these parts with the friction reduction before the +2 to astronautic kicks in. But once you leave here, you pretty much lose both. You lose the friction bonus you have, and parts are going to get more expensive. Bonus, if you find medical or tools anywhere, you can come to sell them here for more.
It does occur to me, or it did occur to me while I was looking through the things that we still need to get patched up, that we only have basic medical stuff on our, like, in a med kit so far. So if we're looking to stock that up, now might be a good time.
Well, it's normally when you're trying to buy things, you have to roll to see if there are some that if that type of thing you want to buy is already on the market. If it's not, you can make special requests, but those get really expensive. I've flipped that roll this time by basically saying, okay, the small arms projectile and the parts universal, those are what's on the market. I magically rolled them.
Okay. Okay.
So that brings you to the question. Do you want to buy the parts universal? Do you want me to even roll to see if what price you'd be getting?
I mean, I feel like we should at least look at the prices and see how much it would cost, even if like we then decide not to buy them.
Right.
There's no harm in looking and seeing.
Yeah, I mean, in Universe, Libra and Eva Maria and Acid have already looked, so we would have an idea of how much it cost, right?
Yeah. Well, no. You have an idea of
sources, right?
What was that?
We have an idea. We have an idea of where we might get it, but not necessarily how much it would cost.
Right.
Right.
They've done the looking around to see who was, at least prior to this decision by Artemovich, who was opposed to the helping the Reina Lottie folks, and those are the people that will be selling their parts off cheaper because they want to reduce their stores before any decision is made. That's where that friction bonus is coming from. Is Libra and Acid and Notario have done that little bit of scouting. They weren't specifically looking to see, can we get parts cheap. They were just kind of following how the events were going to affect their status on and their stay on Union State, Henry Station.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I think, yeah. Let's see how bad it would be. Can we get the 3d6 roll, please?
You sure could. I'm gonna take a look real quick. Where did I?
I think you said it was admin was the development skill for Henry Station.
Yeah, it actually spelled it out entirely for you. So we've got the 3d6.
Yeah.
You had it was admin and trade, and your admin. Who's got your highest admin? I think it's a 1.
I think it's a 1 from Elise. Trade is a 0 from either me or Das, and intelligence or charisma is 2 from Das.
Okay, so I'm gonna put those in order of attribute, trade, and the relevant skill. So that's +2 and +1. It is let's see, you're buying, so it needs to be minuses. See?
Yep. This is that backwards thing is going to get confusing.
It is. It works, but it's
it makes
confusing.
the table clearer, but the roll gets more complicated to make the table simpler.
Yeah.
Which, sure.
All right, and we get a +3 for friction. I'll just do that as a +1 for friction.
Yeah.
And that does bring us to the -2. So that I believe is 10% off.
Right.
20% off.
I was going to say, I think 9 is 10% off, right?
Yep, you're correct.
Yeah, 10, 11 is even, so, and then it's one number per. So, yeah.
That'd be 200 parts worth for 8 key credits.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it, if I'm being honest, guys.
I think we should work hard for our spare parts.
I think if we come out of that with like half price parts, then maybe. But
yeah, no,
we're very short on money, and we're on the way to somewhere we think we're going to get a lot of parts. So
yeah,
and it's not going to be like, even if we spend all of our money here, it's going to be like what we've got. If we spend absolutely everything, we've got 40k, which is 5. That's 1k parts, which we'll probably get that in the first week where we're going.
I was gonna say, and it's not like we need, it's not like we're 200 parts away from having one of the guns online again.
Yeah. If it was close to getting us something, yes, but it's not. So
I'm gonna laugh if in like 3 sessions you're like, we need 175 more parts.
Right?
Yeah, like we finish off at the graveyard and head into the rest of the sector, and we're like, 170 parts off or something. It's like, damn, we should have bought them.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and save a clip of this section so that you can play that back to us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In fairness, just because, even if the safe gamble turns out to be wrong, does not mean that it was the less sensible thing to do at the time.
Yeah,
indeed.
Yeah, based on the information that you have.
But a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
Yep. Sensible
Yeah.
is not always right, but it was, at the time, sensible regardless.
Because the correct a decision could be correct with the information that you had on hand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then, your next step is to leave Henry Station. You can choose your own timeline here. Like I said, you guys succeeded at that challenge of getting out without any heat, monumentally. So you can choose your timeline. If you want to wait until there's no eyes, like people have forgotten all about it, and there's not even going to be anybody batting an eye at, hey, there's a ship leaving, you can wait a couple days. You could wait a few hours. If you just want to say, we got our guns, and we're gonna go, and just give a reason to the station why you're leaving after there's been some kind of altercation, if they even ask, then you could do that. You're choosing your timeline here.
I would say at the very least we should wait a little bit so that it's not like the thing happens and then, oh, there's a ship leaving like literally an hour later. I wonder what's going on there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know whether we should wait like a long time, but if we do it on a short time scale, we should have something thought up for it they ask.
Yeah, of course. If we spend time sitting there thinking of a cover story, that is extending the amount of time that we're here for.
It is.
But
it is.
yeah,
Yes,
I do.
It is.
Morbid curiosity makes me want to sit here and watch how Henry Station reacts to there's been a gunfight on Henry Station. But
could be interesting. Yeah.
I mean, can you call it a gunfight if only one shot was fired? Or there two shots fired?
There was a gun and there was a fight. I would call that a gunfight.
Right?
I'm pretty sure a gunfight actually has to involve multiple guns firing, exchanging fire. I think that's the definition.
Okay, but is it still a gunfight if one side shoots the other before the other side gets to fire a single shot? Does that still count?
No, that's just an execution.
What if they were trying to shoot though? They're both trying to shoot, and one of them's just so much better.
That sounds even more like an execution.
Yeah. Well, like if it was two sides on opposing sides of a room, and one of them manages to shoot the other before the others got their guns out.
That's a duel.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's a gunfight, right?
It's a cheap shot.
So then why?
I'm just saying. I think there has to be at least more. There has to be more than one person shooting a gun for it to be a gunfight. Otherwise, you just call it a shooting.
Look, regardless, there was a fight in the bathroom. One guy got stabbed to death. One guy got a hole punched through him, and a gun was fired.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see the consequences of that.
Yeah, I think even if we don't agree on gunfight, I think we can probably all agree on fight involving a gun.
The Oxford language has cleared it up for us. Gunfight, noun. Plural noun, gunfights. A fight involving an exchange of fire with guns.
Right, exchange, so that does mean more than one gun.
And guns, plural.
So technically it wasn't a gunfight, yeah.
Okay, but hang on.
Anyway.
So exchange of fire with guns. So does it not count as a gunfight if one side shoots at the other and then throws the gun across and the other side shoots back?
I mean, I guess that would. They're exchanging fire at that point, but that would just be a really weird situation.
It would definitely be a weird situation.
Fiasco of some sort.
Probing the limits of this definition.
All right, Henry Station explodes. You all die.
I think we can assume that this is the kind of discussion that Douglas, Percy, and Das have while they're sitting on the ship waiting for the heat to die down a bit so that they can leave without suspicion.
Yep.
That works. That's perfect for me.
So we don't want to grab any refugees then.
Oh, I forgot to include that in your list of options. Yeah, did you want to hire
the
anyone?
unreality. Wait, where is Reality exactly?
I assume it's a planet in the station, or in the sector.
In the system, yeah, it is.
The system.
Oh. Well, in that
space
case,
been
yeah.
bringing up refugees from there.
Fuck, I thought it was like somewhere else out in the cosmos. No, if it's in the system, then
Yeah,
may as well
that was
stop
right.
by.
Right here,
Yeah.
yeah. That was how what they thought about the fluctuations in the spare parts market right there. Was being caused by the
That does
refugees
make
coming
a
to the
lot.
station.
Yeah.
That does
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, in that case, may as well stop by.
to be clear, that's a long-term thing for them. They're not going to be able to get. In fact, I was very misleading when I even typed it up there. They're not going to have refugees from Rain Lottie for a while. This is basically now a status change for this system. This is probably going to be a persistent event through the rest of this campaign.
All right, well, so maybe in a few weeks we'll come back and they'll have some refugees for us to hire.
They will
But by then,
yeah. Yeah.
Yo, we'll stop by when we're taking Koana to see her grandpa.
Okay.
if we ever need a workforce, we know where to find one.
That was the other thing that was mentioned, though, was do you want to hire actual ship crew on Henry Station, or do you want to hire salvage-only crew on Henry Station?
Either way, they're going to cost money, aren't they?
They are. Either way, they're going to cost money.
How much? And I'm guessing it's going to be a daily cost.
It is a daily cost. Crew are usually 40 credits a day. They can be more, sometimes less, depending on it. Well, different NPCs on the ship can be less. They get more expensive the more they get promoted and or higher skilled. Salvage only crew, you could probably get them for say 10 credits a day during transit, and then a premium of 100 credits for the day that they're doing the salvage work.
I feel like it's probably, if we're hiring a salvage crew, I feel like it's probably cheaper to do that in Gun or Moiran to minimize the amount of transit pay we need to pay them.
Yeah. Yeah. And we do need to be mindful that if they look at the ship. Yeah.
I will tell you, because you've got Libra here, that neither Gun nor Muron are good places to hire, but Pana could be.
Well, that's another option.
Yeah.
Pana is where we want to get. Probably will end up getting Demon's new leg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as somebody's there to provide security for him, you can do that fairly safely. Nobody's gonna try and chop him up while while you guys are standing watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing we want for him is to gain legs but lose kidneys.
Yeah, no. He walks out of there, he's got 2 brand new legs, and now he doesn't have any arms.
God, I'm just imagining this nightmare scenario where it's like just a roulette of, okay, what body part does Dima lose this time when we get him a prosthetic for the last thing that got lost? Up to the point where we basically got General Grievous, except with a slight Russian accent. Which, in fairness, would be pretty cool, but no.
It would, but let's not.
Yeah, that would get expensive if nothing else.
Yes, it would.
But we can't rely on inexplicably well paid stupid bounty hunters coming at us and being incompetent every time we go to the bathroom. After all,
I mean, it's happened once, it might happen again.
make no mistake, I'd be happy to take my chances with an armed mob of thugs like that, but probably unlikely.
So I'm hearing no crew here.
No crew here, yeah, probably. Unless anyone strongly objects. Yeah, it sounds like no crew here.
All right, you are at the leave part.
Hmm.
Are we getting Dima through security?
Dima is going to be taking some back routes.
Okay.
He's gonna
Wearing
try
a
and
blanket over his head.
he's still fairly recognizable at being in a wheelchair. Oh, he's not in a wheelchair. He's still
He's not
fairly
in a
recognizable
wheelchair.
being carried.
Mm.
Yeah, he's going to be carried. You know?
Yeah.
So, hang on. So does that mean? Is there enough monitoring that means somebody's got to carry him through the back ways and then come back the back ways and then go out the normal way so that they know that those people have left?
That is unknown at this point, especially with how quickly the station is gearing into this shift in priorities.
Right.
That has
Also-
it hasn't thrown a station into chaos per se, but it has unsettled some normal routines.
Mm.
Also remember that the normal routines are unsettled from the firing of a gun and the fight in the bathroom earlier on.
Yes.
And also remember that in those back ways there are panels for techies to get into the system, and we have somebody who rolls 4d6 for his hacking checks.
Yep.
Alright, so let's take you back over to the Henry Station page, because I do need to know who is checking out and who is carrying out. So let's make another box here. Just copy the same box.
Dima worked security side, right?
Dima is more customer service.
Right. Okay. So he potentially wouldn't know.
Yeah, he used to be a soldier before he got injured in line of duty, as I recall.
Yes.
Alright. So this center box here is going through security. This lower box is taking Dima and skirting around security. Who's going where?
I mean, it feels like Das needs to be in that box to assist. She probably can't assist much with the carrying, but the getting around security bit is.
I think either Percy, Libra, or John needs to be in the backways as well to actually carry Dima.
Libra Libra will volunteer if the three of you want to go through security.
Oh, okay.
I think that sounds good.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right. Then we're going to look at Das and Lee real quick. And I know it's 1 o'clock, but we'll take a break in just a moment here. Das, Libra, and Dima. Libra has no difficulty carrying, supporting Dima. And it's not even supporting. He can't stand on his own.
No, it doesn't have anything to stand on, right?
He does have legs, but they're useless.
Right.
He can't even try and lock them to.
Right. Yeah.
Got it, Myokin. And Das, why don't you go ahead and roll me a int program check as hacking, just to see where you get.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So with that, I give you the option of you can either take additional time, and if you have them, place line shunts so that your time limit is not that great, or you've got Hacker 2, right?
Focus, no, just hacker 1.
Can't remember. Does Hacker 1 give you the 10 minutes, or is it?
No.
Oh, that is Hacker 2.
Hacker 2 is the 1d4 plus program times 10.
Okay, so then 1d4 plus program. I mean, it will involve a hustle if you don't want to spend the extra time and place line shunts to make those hacks permanent until removed. It will reveal, when they do maintenance sweeps, somebody's going to find those line shunts and they'll shore up the security.
Right. It's like, but that's when they do a maintenance sweep, and theoretically we've already left by then, right?
Yeah. It's not gonna get you caught. It's just going to remove these tunnels that you now know about from future options.
Right.
Also, you have to have line shunts,
Yeah.
but that's not really a problem for you, I think.
How many line shunts would I need?
For this, I'm gonna call it 2 separate terminals, and so 2 separate line shunts, 1 each.
Okay. I am carrying 2.
Okay. You wouldn't normally need the line shunts to make these hacks. This is just to extend the duration.
Yeah. Okay. How fast can Libra move?
Libra has a standard 10-meter movement rate, but she's not slowed down by
Okay.
Dima.
Right. Yeah. How big is the thing? Could Libra theoretically make it there and back in the duration?
No,
would
not
have
really.
to accompany?
You mean like have DAS hack open or hack your way through a particularly monitored place, get Dima and DAS on the other side of the checkpoint, and then have Libra sprint back all the way through so that she can go through normally?
Well,
is
no.
that what you're thinking?
Have Libra do the sprinting and DAS stays on the inside of it, so that because DAS also needs to. If we're going to assume they have monitoring, DAS also needs to go through security.
Gotcha. No, they're too far apart for either Libra or DAS to sprint through, because we're talking about a hack duration in 36 seconds tops.
Possibility. Would Libra be able to make the trip one way, and then you could try and bust the system open by a different angle with a different hack check to buy Libra enough time to make the return trip?
You could kind of a corollary to that. You could hack the system multiple times, but it is getting successively more difficult.
Yeah, it gives a penalty to the roll, right?
It increases the difficulty by +1 each time. Yeah, same effect.
Yeah. So basically, you bust it open once. Libra goes through with DMAT, says, "Okay, I'm there." You bust it open again, and they say, "Okay, go," and Libra runs back.
Each of the points where you're needing to make this decision, DAS will have to be at a separate location in each one. So it isn't so much a Libra gets through; it's a DAS and Libra get through.
Right. So it would have to be both of them. Yeah. Okay. I'm basically thinking at this point, how much do we care about keeping the tunnels? Because we could just do line shunts and just call it done. But if we come back here, these tunnels could be useful.
Yeah, would you have this as an option?
It is actually a door into the station without going through security in the first place.
Yeah. Very useful.
Especially since it means possibly being, the only armed people on the station because you can't have weapons when you're going through security.
Yeah. I think the hack check is good enough that we can do it. How many times would that involve hacking the system? Is it just the 2, or is it multiple each way?
It's going to be 2, but they are No, they're not separate systems. I was yeah. So your difficulty isn't high. It starts off at in this section it starts off at a 9. Your second hack check would be at 10. Your third and fourth at 11 and 12. So
Yeah.
it's not
I mean, my
impossible.
average roll,
Mm-hmm.
the average roll, ignoring the dice dropping, right?
Please don't-
ignoring
please
that
don't
is
tell-
11.
He did it, Viral. He did it.
I was going to say, please don't tell us the probabilities you're doing yourself.
No, I'm not going to go into the probabilities of things, but the average of 2 dice plus my modifier is high enough that it would
Please stop.
succeed, and I'm rolling 4.
Yeah, but saying the average is also discussing the probabilities.
All right, so you've made one check.
Yeah, right.
You're proceeding
Okay,
through
just-
without
yeah.
the line shunts.
High level.
Yeah, we're doing it without.
Okay.
And then we're coming back.
All right, go ahead
Leave
and make
Dimmer in the ship and come back.
the one extra check to get Dima past security, and then we'll have a quick interlude with introducing Dima to the crew, or at least getting him on the ship.
Yeah. So, in program again, yeah?
Mm-hmm. All right. You are past the security checkpoint, and there is enough commotion and that whole unsettled thing. Things are changing that you don't have to make any kind of sneak check to get past the part that would be open to casual viewing by security. Even if somebody notices you, they're preoccupied. And so you make it to the Raza, and who wants to greet them? You want to have Douglas answer the comms there, the door?
Whoa.
No, not like physically. He can do it
Okay.
electronically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Got to be working, of course.
Yeah. There's locks on ships to make sure that just anyone can't come up and say key in the right code and then come on in. So there's
someone's on board.
And so there is Das, Libra, and a kind of slumped to the side man in a union union service station attendant uniform outside on the view screen.
What? No Princess Carrie?
No Princess Carrie.
I'm just gonna I had questions, but come aboard.
Yeah, we'll do it on board.
Okay. Now, while you're aboard, I'm going to ask, are you guys trying to time it so that you're all leaving together so that Das and Libra come back out and meet up with the other crew? Or will you go through separately?
I think we'll probably time it so that we all come through at the same time, because we all came in at the same time.
It looks less weird that way.
They're also less likely to accuse you of fishy business if we can legitimately say, well, no, because look, they came in with us, they left with us.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, officer.
Yep.
All right. Then...
How long does the round trip take? Is it like a few minutes to get back and then come back in?
We'll say it's about 20 minutes. It's not long.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Dima is dropped off with.
Yeah, I was gonna say we probably drop Dima off and just sort of be like we'll handle this when we're all together, but you know, he's in the ship and not like stranded, dropped on the floor of the cargo bay or anything.
Right. Kawana is trying to help him out, but she's gonna call for Douglas to come over and physically help.
Yeah.
We gotta work them muscles.
Even with his legs atrophied to practically nothingness, he's too heavy for her.
Yep.
All right, give me 2 more real quick checks.
Okay.
All right, last one. Your difficulty is down 12. Ooh.
Yep.
Okay. You meet back up.
See, the reason that works is I can drop those 2 1s that I rolled and keep the 3 and the 5.
You meet back up with the 2 of you meet back up with Elise, Percy, and John, and you guys start walking to go through security now, right?
Yep.
And this is one I get to instigate by the rules. Make sure I'm not
You
overstepping.
can escape anything by the rules.
I can, but
I'm just.
I know. I don't know why I always feel like jumping in there with.
I mean, it's
yeah,
nice.
but
It's nice to feel the justification, you know. I feel you. I got it.
Yeah.
So the rules specifically mention this.
So
I'll have to make this one up.
Oh, it actually refers to Oracle specifically. It's not its own power. Terminal reflection just says the Oracle power automatically triggers.
Yeah.
Well,
it is tied to its base thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I appreciate that. I really actually kind of like that. Jackal, the act of walking through security, Elise, or starting to walk towards security, I should say, not through it already. Elise receives a vision of you passing, walking towards the desk or passing by the desk to, finalize your checkout, and a massive explosion rocks the checkpoint. It is indiscriminate in its devastation. It catches Elise.
Okay, so I will stop everyone in their tracks.
And if you have a point of effort, please spend it. Otherwise, this power is now null and void for today.
Yes. Point spent.
Okay.
But yeah, at least we'll stop everyone and inform them. And probably not the best of terms. Just going like, we're about to step into a bomb if we keep going.
Oh, maybe let's not do that.
I don't know if it's gonna trigger if we just go up. But yeah. Maybe we just wait here for a second while we'll think.
A little bit of contemplation on the vision. The explosive or explosives were placed in a manner that pretty much, or at least the explosion came from, pretty much anywhere that you traverse through the security checkpoint. At least, let me rephrase that. Through the actual security checkpoint itself, not the extended hallways beyond it. It would catch you in its explosion. If that makes sense, or if that hopefully that doesn't muddy things.
So basically, going anywhere near the security desk
Yes.
triggers the explosion.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Which
get
means
across.
that someone there is triggering it only when we show up.
Well, I mean, technically, the vision you had, theoretically, it could just be a timer and we happen to get caught in it, but I suspect not, given the fight in the bathroom.
I don't know. That would be
Yeah.
similar levels of
Yeah,
competence.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. But like, given we know
Yeah.
someone's trying to kill Elise, it feels likely that it's going to be triggered somehow by Elise being there.
Mm.
That is not great. Can I don't really want to spend another effort right now.
Why don't we take our break?
Yeah.
And give everyone time to consider that.
Yeah.
All right, come on back. All right, I'm gonna bring everybody back into frame. We have our counter up briefly, showing that so far, sessions without near TPK is 8.
I think that's right.
Yeah, looks right to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take you back over to Henry Station. Starts playing music. It did not. I might not have it set up for that map. No, I do. Okay. Thanks, Roll20. Okay. So. Bomb.
Boom.
Bomb.
What are you gonna do?
That is a question.
It is. It is.
It is one,
Yeah.
yes.
So just a reminder, the vision was when we started going through the security checkpoint, just kaboom, all dead.
Yeah, you guys, Elise, the person that was checking you through, it didn't care whether it was you, Union, as long as it got Elise.
So I will. This is difficult because I don't want to I don't know, I guess endanger anyone in the crew. At least not purposefully.
If this was before we snuck Deemer out, then I'd have said just sneak you out as well. But we've done that now.
Well, he left you his the security ID with he was able to use to get through some points. And with
Yeah,
a
I mean,
little bit of memory, you
could
could
do it
probably
again,
remember.
but yeah, we could do it again, but the difficulty goes up again, right? So
It does.
even higher difficulty. Which what were we at for that last roll? 12. So it'd be 13 and 14, which less confident in my ability to actually roll. Like I can definitely do it with a good roll. I'm just a lot less confident of doing it with an average roll. You know.
Wow, we're actually getting the hacking checks that are difficult. So this is how much abuse it takes for our system before the hacking checks get hard enough. As actually starts to sweat.
Yes. It's like we're 4 hacks deep, and Das is like, we may be going a bit far now.
Well, I mean, better to trigger the alarms than to get blown up, right?
True, but so Das Dex. Sorry, I'm getting all the D's mixed up. If the hack failed, is that like alarm, but it still works, or does it just not work?
The hack doesn't. The hack doesn't work. And it does potentially send an alarm. You have a second
Right.
chance, or a chance to avoid the alarm by rolling again at that same difficulty. But
Right. Okay.
that avoidance doesn't negate the failure. It
Right.
you still
Okay.
haven't
So it's
succeeded.
like it failed, and then maybe also sends an alarm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Now
I
for
wonder if there's.
real quick, Varel, for a little bit of clarity, the hacking was primarily getting through places that are monitored with cameras without being seen. So even if your hacking checks fail, you can still get through to the ship.
Okay.
And Viral, what were you saying?
No. So, in fact, you ought to get mute for a sec because my throat is slightly phlegmy. If you give me a moment.
Oh, sure. Flemish sounds like a culture name or a nation.
Okay, that's better.
Suck to be that culture.
What culture?
The Flemish.
Yeah.
It is relating to Flanders, its people or their language.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
It is a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
It's not
that's
not
definitely
the thing.
And you're on
Yeah,
record
it
for
is.
saying that sounds terrible.
It's also a language. Flemish is the
Congratulations.
name of the language.
Poor bastards. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah, what I was going to say was that I wonder how difficult it would be for us to, like, not even raise an alarm, but like, I wonder how often they check for like bombs and stuff. I mean, I know that seems like a silly question, but if somebody set up a bomb at a security desk, that just seems like waving a metaphorical red rag in front of a bull, pretty much. How often do they check to make sure that there are no bombs at the check-in desk? And how hard would it be to raise the alarm or go, hey, I have some concerns? Surely the security teams have been doing sweeps and stuff since, there's just been a fight involving gunfire in the bathroom.
I mean, just call it a bomb threat, right?
That's what I was thinking. Can we like send an anonymous message through the rest of the through bounce off a few things to the system and be like, there is a bomb here.
Yeah. Anonymous tip, we believe there may be a bomb at this desk.
Yeah. So
is that an option?
It absolutely is an option. Yeah. Let me let's see. I don't want to remove the toilet scene because that was we're gonna remember that for a while. So I'm gonna use this section over here. And just say that let's call this the security point. You're coming through security like this, and there's a desk over here where check in and posts, that bar access if you haven't been cleared, right? The explosion was such that it wasn't exactly near the security desk. It emanated out from something like that. Let me use a different color for that.
Right.
The color of death. Or fire, one or the other.
Pink. Oh, okay.
Glitter bomb.
Yeah, Ah, yes, red, the color bomb.
Yes. So it with assuming that Elise is able to kind of think back on the vision and consider the details, then Jackal, you can decide that. Obviously, she would be able to relate its relative position, and based on that, its likelihood of being found, like as a janitor's cleaning up or on a casual sweep, is probably not great. If there's a bomb there, then it's hidden somehow. And it's not right near the desk, so it's not like, what's this suspicious package doing here?
Hmm. I see. There's a lot of. I'm a little paralyzed. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think
Okay.
how to go about it.
This is absolutely something I don't mind you guys taking some time out of character to consider your options, and then come back into character and decide what based on your discussions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from the onset, right? I wanna point out a few things that I can infer right now. Number one, whoever wants Elise dead has substantial access to the station in order to plant a bomb, is able to monitor said station such that when Elise goes over there, bomb will go off, and has such disregard for other people that they don't care if this bomb injures them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Somebody really
And
wants that.
Yeah.
in order for them
So
to
it's a
have
so it's a mean bastard with access to the Henry Station systems and a severe grudge.
more than just access to the Henry Station systems, they are very likely one of the overseers in some sense to be able to plant the bomb at customs without being checked. I think.
True.
So they clearly have to be Dima's superior or some very prolific hacker and saboteur. And quite frankly, I don't know if it's a good idea for me to sneak my way past, knowing that they probably could do something else to sabotage us, knowing that which ship we came from. And like in my mind, it's best to just continue to be on the station, find this person, stop them, and then return to the ship.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The question is, what do we do with them when we find them, if we find them?
We can interrogate them as we normally do, but I think this is one of the few instances of people that just need to die.
I still have a steak knife.
Yeah, Elise does as well.
Yeah, bolters. Which were able to get through customs somehow and get loaded onto the ship. What the hell?
Well, you can try to smuggle them back on too.
So that is where my mind is at. Is I need to stay on the station and I need to figure out who is doing this,
Hmm.
because I fear that going back to the ship, there will be the magical second IED waiting for us.
Yeah.
One and
Yeah. The question is, do they know how many effort points you have, and did they plant that many explosives?
How much do they
like
want you dead?
N plus one explosives.
Yeah. True.
So my question is, how do I want to call out or goat this person into revealing themselves, if I can even do so?
Let me pivot over. Nox, were you saying something there?
yeah. I don't remember the exact details of the vision. I was going to ask if it looks like a thing that was done. It had to have been a thing done manually, unless they have some way of identifying Elise automatically through some
Yeah.
magical nonsense.
But how remote are they?
Some science fiction nonsense. Excuse me.
Pre-tech nonsense.
Yeah, probably not brief.
And if it is done manually, we could manufacture a situation where no one has access to anything manual around that area by just, say, shutting off the cameras and going through when nobody else is there.
Mm.
I get the feeling that will put the the customs people will be on noticeably higher alert if we try and go through customs
be
while the
out.
cameras are out.
Do we recall where I'm gonna call them the Knife Boys, right? Do we recall where the Knife Boys encountered that masked figure? I'm sure they said that they were at a bar or something when they got approached.
Yeah, let me check my notes here.
Even if we don't, we can ask them. They're still here, as far as I know.
Yeah, they are, and they shouldn't be too hard to track down. I didn't have a specific location mentioned in my notes, so I will simply say that yes, they told you where they were approached. It was at a private card game in one of their residences. The
Right.
person
They're playing
just
cards.
walked in and approached them with the offer.
We've seen a lot of security cameras around, so Elise is going to ask if Das might be able to scrub footage until we find said masked figure and figure out where they came from, just like trace their steps to the station. And if they were using the maintenance tunnels, then at least we can narrow down what kind of access that they have on the station.
Hmm.
That's something
Yeah,
that
that's
DAS could probably do if you, not from just anywhere, you'd need to be at a terminal near those cameras. But yeah, that's a possibility.
Near those much abused cameras.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, like you say, I think leaving at this point, however we do it, if they're able to put this in customs and then blow it up when you go through, like, yeah, they have a lot of access. They probably have covered all the routes. They probably know more about the station than we do. So, yeah, like, it wouldn't surprise me if effectively Elise at this point cannot reach the ship safely through any route.
Oh, there's probably a back route where you could, but
Equally though,
Yeah, maybe.
I do think
No, there will actually be a route. I've just thought of a route, which is this is, I guess, our backup route. Is we get Elise a vac suit, chuck her out the airlock on the other side, all go back to the ship, and then go over and get her.
Elise has a few issues with that plan.
You don't like
I
it?
mean,
I don't
there
like
have
it like
been,
that.
Just a few.
there have been worse ideas, and I'm not just saying that because Elise isn't my character.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would argue that given that the station is potentially we're in enemy home territory, which they have already rigged up with two unpleasant surprises for you. I would argue that get the hell out of Dodge and stay away from Henry Station in future is probably the play here.
But
yeah, as much as I want to chase this person down and find them, this seems to be their home turf. Like, they have the advantage.
I fear that if we don't do this now, either they're gonna come back with a stronger vengeance, and they're not gonna just hire some random goons to hurt me, or they may disappear, and then whatever information they have about Sarah is going to be lost. And while Elise may not want her memories back, she definitely wants to understand what type of person Sarah was so that it can inform what she has to expect going forward.
Yeah.
The kind of person that people want to assassinate. Next question.
So much empathy and sensitivity in this.
And
Now,
I don't know.
jokes aside, I do think that, like, there's no way that you could realize that, like, they probably, we can infer that they probably didn't know that. Okay, let me start again. Given that they planted a bomb there to kill you, they probably assumed that would be enough to kill you. Therefore, they probably don't know that you're psychic, because they wouldn't plant a bomb there with all the trouble and disruption that causes, assuming it's not going to work. So they would assume that would work.
Unless it's a test to see. Because if you plant a bomb there, and then the person starts walking that way, and then just stops and decides not to go that way.
No, it's just
not that I'm suggesting we don't stop.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, increased complexity, therefore less likely. Occam's razor, simplest solution is the best solution, right?
True.
So, the person probably put a bomb there expecting it would kill you, therefore they probably think they have this entrance covered with that bomb, therefore they probably don't have anything else covering this exit. And if we can circumvent the bomb somehow, then we can make it to the ship.
Why is the bomb here? Why is the bomb here if there were thugs?
Because they were covered, like, they were. So the thugs were an active approach, but they also trapped all her potential escape routes from the thugs in case she fought off the thugs or killed them and then tried to make a break for it.
Right. Yeah.
And if they planted a bomb here, they expected it to work, so they probably don't know that she's a precog, because why would they plant a bomb here knowing that she might precog it? They would do something else, right?
Yeah.
So they probably think that the bomb would be enough to take her out, therefore they probably don't have anything else covering this exit. If we can get past the bomb, we'll have a clear run to the ship and away.
I'm still trying to work out why the no knives thing was there.
Added character information. Lisa's backstory, not backstory. Sarah's personality note said afraid of knives, so maybe knives help trigger precognition, or maybe there's a superstition with that.
Yeah, those are traits that were fairly core to the character prior to the memory wipe.
And that trait is something that I did try to portray with Elise freaking out about almost getting stabbed.
Yeah.
And diving for the gun instead of doing maybe something a little bit more productive in combat.
Yeah.
That was noted and appreciated.
Yes.
I see.
It's also why in the first session, Elise was very, very standoffish and away from 808, who immediately picked up a knife.
Yep.
It's all
And
set up now.
if you recall, Libra also commented while giving you the rundown on Elise that Elise was uncomfortable and anxious around 808, one of the most noble people they knew.
Because being into
he carries a big knife.
I was gonna say being into melee combat was his big thing, wasn't it?
He was he was literally the Japan samurai prince guy. He had swords.
Yeah. Yeah, he was basically stabbing McStabberson to Percy, shooting McGruderson.
Okay. Okay. So, right. Given that, okay, we know this guy seems to want at least dead.
No shit, really?
Why? Well, no. But let me finish the thought. If you want someone dead, why would you avoid things they're scared of?
Well, they don't know it.
Like the avoiding that's weird because that means either they're yeah either they're like avoiding things that Elise is scared of because what why unknown reasons, or because they know about the precog thing and are trying to avoid that triggering.
That's got to be a comforting thought that someone else knows precog things. Well, about Elise's precog things.
Like I don't think we can explain. Like I don't think we have a good explanation for the no knives unless we assume that they know about precog.
But didn't they stab I mean, that was absolutely knives.
Oh, no! Like the instructions the thugs were given were no knives. Like they didn't follow the instructions, but they were given that instruction.
Oh, right. Okay, I had forgot about that.
Yeah. So it's like I don't think we have an explanation for that instruction being given, unless we assume that the person giving the order knew about the precog and was trying to avoid it triggering.
Interesting.
The only other kind of like theory that I have is that this person does know that I'm a precog, right? And maybe they're just trying to see what extent of their traps that I'm avoiding. Maybe this is just like a recon thing for them.
Yeah.
They're just sending you a message without having to actually. I don't know.
Yeah, or it could be the traps are like a fallback, and the thugs that is in after you, and they know that like just because they're using an option doesn't mean it's a good option. I think the thugs were their primary method of wanting to get rid of Elise, because if they wanted her to fall into a trap, they wouldn't have bothered with the fallibility of people. They wouldn't have hired thugs.
Yeah.
So they clearly wanted the thugs to get the job done. I mean, you saw how much they paid those thugs.
The thugs, like you say, there was always a chance the thugs would fail, regardless.
Yeah.
And if they did fail, we'd be on alert from that point. So it doesn't make sense as an opening shot to use the thugs, unless it's a test, unless it's either they were expected to work, in which case why have the backup and why put us on alert
to be safe,
or
like what?
Well,
like you're basically just asking why have a backup plan? My first plan will surely work.
True.
I think the only other thing about that, right, is that all these attempts are designed to fail so that way the real attempt is obscured, or that there's so many attempts that eventually
force your numbers.
Yeah, you put enough attempts in, someone's going to stick. We really need to get off this station.
I don't want this to come back.
I know, but the longer we're here, the more times this might happen.
Look, how many times do you get nearly assassinated a day on the same station before you decide it's a bad idea to stay here?
I mean, the first one I didn't know was supposed to be an assassination until it happened, right?
Well, yeah, but now you do.
The assassins were targeting innocents. This assassination is targeting innocents. That's not sitting right with Elise. If this person has a problem with Sarah, I want to take care of the problem before they continue to make collateral damage and make the situation worse for everyone. if this is a person who would literally bomb a station, not to say that we're fucking saints or anything, but I think this is the type of person that would also follow us.
Yeah, that's true.
At which point we can take them on somewhere where there's less innocence and a blast radius, metaphorically.
On a ship that currently doesn't have a working weapon system.
Well,
right?
exactly. Yeah, like we might end up taking
true.
one in space. Which,
We're gonna get fucking
that's not
caught
good.
out in space if they have a ship. And
True.
fucking if they have a fighter, like a little dinky fighter, they could fucking take us out because we'd have no way to defend ourselves.
Ramming is always an option. No, point taken.
Yeah, but
point taken.
The little fighter, it's going to be more maneuverable. They'll just
Yeah,
dodge.
I know. I was joking.
Yeah. The thing is, like, a fighter is basically the only thing that threatens us right now. Anything bigger than that, we're too fast.
We also are decently armored, but I don't remember how many weapons can actually.
So
fighters can have quite high AP.
I know they can have. Yeah, they can have like a multifocal laser.
Yeah.
Let's not find out.
I don't wanna continue an out of character argument. If I'm the only one on this side.
Okay.
Right?
So let's
if
take.
everyone else would like to leave the station and they think that that's the best course of action, just because my character has maybe more personal stake involved with it, I don't want that to be an overriding force.
I was just about to bring this to a circle, I think, and kind of poll the players. This is clearly a hard disagreement in what the characters want to do. So let's figure out what the players want to do, and then we'll figure out how we get the characters who don't want to do that on board. Okay. Hang on real quick. All right. So going down the list, Jackal, I know that your preference as a player. Well, actually, I don't know your preference as a player. I know your preference as Elise. What's your preference as a player for Elise for us to stay on Henry Station and find out what's going on, or to leave Henry Station?
Elise and I are in agreement.
Okay. Viral.
If Jackal and or Elise has an actual plan for how we would go about figuring out who this is and calling them out and confronting them, then yeah, I'm willing to go along with that. But if it's just I'd like to stay and figure this out somehow without a proposed method of how to do so, then I say get out now before they have time to get more traps set up.
You're making me write another column, a maybe column.
Sorry.
Can I interject here and say that I did have a plan and I can reiterate it?
Yeah, please do. Go ahead.
The plan is to go over to where the residents were, tap into the camera feed using DAS. DAS should be able to hopefully help us track where they moved through the station. We can either find a place where they reside or call a base or whatever, or we'll find that they go through the maintenance tunnels. And in that case, our search becomes way wider, and at that point, I'd be more willing to give up. Like, this person is of significant power here. We're not going to really be able to track them easily at that point, right? But if they're just moving through the station itself, right?
Okay,
maybe we'll find a lead.
I will to go along with that then. Like, we look into the cameras. If we can trace them there, then we have a lead we can follow. If the trail goes cold or it becomes apparent that they have way more power than we can contest, we get the hell out of Dodge. I'm willing to go along with that.
Let's put a quick pause in the vote to stay or go, and let me ask real quick.
Sorry.
That's fine. Does anyone oppose taking a little bit of extra time, stepping back from the security checkpoint, and taking a little bit of extra time to investigate a little bit more before making a decision?
I'm fine with that. Because I mean, out of character, I feel like this is I feel like it's a pretty important story beat for Elise.
Yeah.
I think just on that alone, that adds some weight to it.
Um, then can we step back into character, perhaps with and I'll ask the rest of you. It would Elise outlining her plan, what she thinks we can do to get more information, um, and also perhaps a little bit of an impassioned plea as to why this is important to her. Would that convince the characters who want to get the heck out of here to stay and investigate? Just asking out of character real quick.
I would convince Percy with the caveat that if it turns out we'll punch him way above our weight, or if the trail goes cold, we get out of here before they lay more traps.
Yeah. Anyone else? Caveats or
Das
objections?
would definitely be on board for, like, if there's a reasonable course of action, then Das is on board.
Okay.
Which there seems to be for the short term, and then we'll see.
And so long as they aren't planting bombs on the Raza, Douglas is on board.
And Knox. Where's John stand on this?
Oh, John's on board all the way.
Okay. So then, Jackal, are you prepared for Elise to outline her plan and make that plea in character, or do you want to just kind of let what we've already talked about summarize into it?
I'm gonna let what we already talked about summarize into it.
Okay.
Just because I don't think that Elise would have any more to add to that other than maybe a more like personal, emotional plea of, I feel like I need to do this. This isn't a want, this is a need.
Okay. All right.
Also, another suggestion. Dima is past the security checkpoint, so he's like he could theoretically board the Raza right now. Yeah.
He's on, right? He's on the Raza.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's on the Raza.
All right. Okay, that's good. No, I was just checking. It was not like I was just gonna say if he's out there, then get him on the Raza so that if we need to get the hell out of Dodge quickly, we can.
No. He is.
He's on with one.
We've currently got Douglas helping to move him. What's Douglas doing with him?
Dropping him on a bed in the barracks, I guess. I don't know what to do with him.
Give him something to read her. Data slab and a connection to the ship Wi-Fi.
I guess I can put him in the workshop, and I can work on the new guns. This is after we've got the guns on board, right?
Yes, it is.
Or okay.
Then
so I'll be working on that, and I guess chatting with him.
Yeah,
Unless,
he's absolutely he's a little bit nervous and anxious, and having someone to talk to here that isn't acid is good. Kawana's here too, and she'll chat with you three.
I was gonna say I have a mental image of acid just like sitting there staring at him like a kid looking at a particularly interesting bug.
She probably has some snide comment about how pitiful humans are at taking care of their own, and her gaze obviously directed at his legs.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I mean, what sort of trend wouldn't already have cyberware legs? I mean, they probably have cyberware legs in the first place.
Some of them replace perfectly good limbs with cyber limbs, yes. All right. Anything you want to add to that, Myokin? I want to make sure that your voice is heard and you get some screen time.
Oh no, I'm good. Thank you, there.
All right, let's pivot this camera right back over to our crew as they are backing away from the imminent explosion, or the, what would it be? A Schrodinger's explosion? I don't know anymore.
Quantum explosion.
Quantum. I think that's a great way of doing it. The quantum explosion, and appealing to a need from Elise, not just a want, a need to explore this thread just a little bit further. You know where the thugs were playing cards, and with Dima's access card, you're able to get into a tunnel nearby and hook into the security camera feeds from a terminal inside. I'm gonna ask for a quick sneak check from everyone involved, and so that can be sneak with charisma, or wisdom, or dexterity.
We'll be going for wisdom.
Yeah. Ditto, I think.
I believe I shall be. I believe I shall be sneaking with my newly heightened dexterity.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you as sneaky as Daz?
Not
Close.
quite, but passably sneaky.
Yeah.
Same modifier, just different sources.
Indeed. Yeah. I was just looking at that.
All right. And one last roll from John. Oh, Bjarkin, go ahead and roll for Libra also. She is not proficient with this.
Yeah, not as we determined from the ponytail.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, she's too tall to be sneaky.
Oh, that was John.
No, that's John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you're gonna re-roll that, Knox.
Sneaky enough.
Oh my goodness!
Oh wow, that's 2 1.
Is that possible? Yep, that's possible.
Yeah, that's possible. Minus
right?
1.
-1.
Minus 1.
Skill. It's technically possible to get a 0 if your attribute is also bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fortunately, 1 out of 5 there.
Charisma an option?
Charisma was an option, but that wouldn't have. Oh, that would have helped the first roll.
Yeah, if charisma is an option, that's
okay.
7 for the first roll.
Okay, then you did not need to use your reroll. Go ahead and recover that. The difficulty was only 6. The security at the station has it's already been drawn thin by the negotiations with CTA and assessments that are being done on Rain Lalati. Well, not on, but in orbit of Rain Lalati. So security at Henry Station has already been spread thin. The recent announcement and the shuffling of orders has kind of given you guys a perfect storm under which to do this. The difficulty of this was 6.
Yep.
So everyone passes, and nobody pays any heed to the group of clearly not Union people entering what does not look like it's intended for public access.
It's fine.
And this is a different system, so you're not making your egress, if you go through the other way, again, more difficult, and you're also not carrying the penalty from the other checks you've made. The difficulty here is only 9. Actually, let me ask what you want to do first, because that might affect the difficulty there.
Well, what were we trying to do? We're trying to work out where this hooded figure, unknown figure.
Yeah, so let me give you an example here. What Jackal had said was basically scrub back and find when this figure accessed their room. That's answering a specific question and is a difficulty 8 base. If you want to do more than that, then it the difficulty goes up.
Yeah.
My understanding is basically where did you come from? Where did you go? where did you come from? Who'd you guide you?
Yeah. I mean, like answering a question of when he was here is potentially useful, but I feel like the more useful thing is going to be like, where did he come from?
Okay.
You know, where did he go back to the same place? So, is there like a more general hack I could do, obviously with more difficulty, that would sort
There
of let
is.
me in and let me see that, and then potentially ask further questions without needing
It,
another
it's actually
access?
called Get General Information. So there's kind of 3 levels that would work for this. Answer a specific question will be that one instance of them going to the room. Get general information at difficulty 10 plus the 1 for the system would allow
Yeah.
you to kind of scrub through and collect all instances where you think you've recognized that same person. Complete database acquisition, which takes at least an hour and you need a storage unit for, which wouldn't be hard for you guys to get. So Das could just have it because, sense of need.
Indeed.
Would let you copy all of that camera's information onto your own data slab, so that you can review it at your leisure. I would also let it pinpoint the specific scenes you want to look at here. It's just how much information do you think you need to provide a satisfactory answer?
I mean, I think this potentially, like, not exactly in those terms, but I think that would get asked to Elise of like how deep do I need to go in here? I think I'm personally leaning towards the middle one, where we get a bit more than just like he was here at X time, but I don't think we necessarily need the full database thing.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'll do that then.
All right. Your difficulty is 11. I don't think you can fail it, but roll anyways. It's technically possible. Yes, I know.
Let's not tempt it. Close.
Yeah. See, again. Look, those 2 1s that I rolled. I just get to ignore those.
Funny enough, the complete acquisition would have failed.
Was that 13 then?
Yeah, it's the base difficulty of that is 12. Plus 1 for this being a basically a government system is why.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the complete acquisition would have made her use of evil.
Yes. That's why I said you really can't fail it. All right. Yeah. It's still going to take you some time. It's not the full hour of the database acquisition, but scrubbing through and looking at footage and confirming, that is the same person, same gait, same manner.
Yeah, sort of correlating all the footage and work out where. And, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The first thing you notice, the first question I'll answer here is yes, this person does use the maintenance tunnels. Their visit into the room, obviously you don't have cameras in the rooms, but you can, catch the timestamps. They were only in there for a few minutes. About as long as might be needed to offer someone a job, offer them lots of money, and for them to accept. What else would you like to know about the movements of this person through this section of corridor that your camera's captured? Or do you want me to just kind of litter information on at you?
Did they go back out the same way they came in? Like, did they come in through one tunnel and leave through a different one, or come in through one and leave the same way?
They did. They do appear to have gone in and out using the same access.
What direction does that go?
Well, that's not going to be terribly helpful because the tunnels, once you get into the tunnels, they branch out in all the directions. But
of course. But like, if one was taking a relatively direct route, what locations would that tunnel be the one that you would probably pick?
Okay, fair enough. Probably towards the central operations of the station.
Oh, of course. Of course.
It does track, doesn't it?
Into always the way.
Yeah, somebody high up, I reckon. Yeah.
One other piece of information that I think I'll just litter at you because I'm not sure. Just answering your questions is going to be the best answers that you'll get. Is in going back, say a week of security footage, which is say how much this is carrying. There's no sighting of this person until after you guys arrive here. And to be even more specific, I'm going to ask someone to make me an admin with int or wisdom.
Yeah, I do it.
You sure may.
Well, it's admin, so I'm out.
I've got admin and wisdom.
Nice.
Okay. Their appearance, their first appearance is coming to this room, and it is within 20 minutes of the conversation you have with Dima. At the very first one, when he says, "Sarah."
I see.
How long would it take to get here from the station core?
Let me make that 30 minutes because it would probably take about 20 minutes to get here from the station core. And
Can we ask
Right.
Dima if he recognizes the person?
what was that, Nox?
Can we ask Dima if he recognizes the person?
You don't recognize the person. There's nothing to recognize.
They're masked and hooded, and I think
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
otherwise obscured.
Yeah.
Uh,
no,
you
if there was a face, I think we'd definitely be checking. But it's like, do you recognize this figure that you can't see any of?
You can, of course, take pictures. You've got all of this on your thing, so you can show him pictures of what you see and ask him if he has any reference or if he has any information. You could even send that over to him. You don't even have to wait until later. You could send that to him on the ship and ask.
Yeah. More info can't hurt, even if the info is Dima doesn't know.
Have we entertained the possibility that the person, the hooded figure, is in fact Dima, and the whole thing was a ruse? Like the whole wheelchair thing.
So before anyone answers that, I'm going to pivot the camera over to the workshop.
Oh God.
I'm fairly sure I know the answer, but I'm not going to spoil it.
So Dima gets a message on how are you doing this? You guys are close enough to your ship that you can use your own private comm server. We worked that out. So you're able to send secured messages. Are you sending this to Doug to ask Dima, or are you just sending it straight to Dima's compad? There's an obvious answer to this. I just want to ask it because I have to. I do also want an actual answer though.
Yeah.
I feel like you're probably sending it to Doug to ask Dima because we trust him, right?
I would send it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say why I call it an obvious answer. It's because if you sent it to Dima, you'd have to be using Henry Station's comm grid, which may be being monitored.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Douglas, you're working on one of those bolters, kind of taking the measure of it, and maybe you've taken one apart to see how it works, what springs are used.
Yeah.
And you get this message with some pictures of a nondescript hooded person. And what does the message to Douglas say? Anyone?
Do you know this man?
Yeah. Have you seen this suspicious individual? Please call. Please call and their phone number.
Damn spam.
Yeah.
Nah, jokes aside, it wasn't me that sent the message, so I'll let someone else pick the wording.
I think maybe the wording of it just being that, we've at least ID is a strong word, but we've at least got the camera footage, kind of inform him of the timeline of things. So we arrived, and then 30 minutes later, this guy or gal went on and did their thing and hired stuff. So it's not as though this was like extremely premeditated, I suppose. I don't know if that made sense.
So kind of relaying some doubts along with the pictures, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right, that's what you get in the workshop there, Douglas, with Dima sitting there talking away about some of the colorful characters that he has had the privilege of basically, serving as an ambassador to.
So what was the exact message again? It was the picture of the shady character.
The shady character and kind of the information of they appeared over here 30 minutes after our initial contact with Dima. It is maybe possible that they left from the security checkpoint and headed over this way. But that remains to be seen.
Okay.
I guess the next thing, if we want to verify if they came from the security checkpoint, would be to check those camera feeds.
I guess like double checking with Dima, like when they when he looked you up in the system.
Mm-hmm.
See if any of that lines up. Okay, it's like so I'll just kind of like hold on, Dima. They got a question for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't suppose you recognize the shady figure, but hey, if you recognize the shady figure, let me know.
He looks over at the picture. Is Douglas asking the question also?
Yeah. I'm emphasizing the timestamps and everything. 2 and 2 equal 4.
So basically asking when did he look up Sarah?
Yeah, that's my thought. I don't know what the other people's thoughts were.
He says that he had pretty much gone back to the counter and had shared a couple words with the other with one of the security guards there, the actual security people. No more than a couple minutes of conversation, and then went to search for her and found that she wasn't in the system. On looking at the picture, there is recognition in his eyes. He says, "Oh, it's Mr. Jack."
Huh.
What?
Wait, are you tangled with Mr. Jack? And Dima is dialing now to turn this into a video call.
Wait. To them. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to Henry Station Security, right?
No.
My first thought, I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. Let me just get my previous boss on the line. We're gonna work this out.
By the way, I'm not dead.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not dead.
That is the session title. By the way, I'm not dead.
Yeah, no, I'll let them. We'll Get this conference going.
Okay. Put it up on a wall so that everyone can see and enjoy it.
Yeah. Are we in like a maintenance thing somewhere?
Yeah, you're in the
Oh,
maintenance
sorry.
thing. You're far enough away
Yeah,
from the
okay.
main corridor that you can talk. There is, of course, the risk of maintenance people coming through, but you're likely to hear them about the same time as they hear you. So it's
Right. Yeah.
moderate risk.
I'll try and keep the volume on the thing low so that it's quieter than our talking. But yeah,
Okay.
we should be all right.
Yeah.
So earbuds. Everyone uses earbuds.
Yeah, Dima looks into the camera. He tries to adjust himself so that he's sitting a little bit more comfortably and leans forward. At least that is a Mr. Jack.
Who is Mr. Jack exactly? Are we talking like a criminal boss, union boss?
Mr. Jack is the boogeyman that you send to take care of things. It is not just one person. It is a person. But let me be more specific.
Like
There's
a
only
weird job title.
yes, it is a job title. Instead of saying professional assassin, bounty hunter, hitman, it's just called Mr. Jack.
So the person that tried to kill me twice now, by the way,
Twice.
is a faceless entity, not an individual person who could have been hired by literally anybody on the station.
No,
this.
only works for Union. Only serve Union interests.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah.
Oh, at least what did you do? I'm sorry. Never mind. I forget you don't remember.
Yeah, and second of all, it's not what I did, it's what Sarah did.
Duh. Point taken. Apologies again. At least this is bad.
I take back all my notions about wanting to find this. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does this put you on the let's get the hell out of here team yet?
Yeah. I found out enough.
Okay, so what's our plan then? Anonymous bomb tip and then bolt.
I mean, if the thing there is, I don't know if the bomb tip works at this point, because the bomb tip was going to be if it was. Can't
I just go on the way that Demo went on?
Yeah, I think we need
the
to
security
at this point.
checkpoint.
So the thing is, right? So the reason we didn't do it that way the first time and just go that way is because we assumed we thought there'd be monitoring and that it would look weird if we just left. Now that we know someone high up in the station is actually already watching and wants us dead, I don't think it really matters whether their systems notice. So yeah, maybe we go that way. So Dex, the two roles, if we just wanted to bypass the actual security bit and we didn't mind too much about being seen, do we still need to do both, or can we get away with just one?
If you don't care that you're seen, you don't need to do either of the roles. Okay. The roles were just so that nobody would see, hey, there's somebody going through the tunnels here, and then raise some kind of awareness of that.
Right. Yeah, okay. But then I guess if we are seen going that way, they're gonna then know that we're on the ship, and they're gonna maybe send someone after us.
Let me backtrack on that because I did forget one part of my notes. The role is also to erase Dima's card from being used.
Right. Yeah.
And it does also mean that they then know that we know that that is a usable
Yes.
method of getting around the station.
They know that we know that they know.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you wanted to just leave through those tunnels and get on the ship, our next scene would be a brief conversation with port authority, as you're basically saying we're leaving.
Hmm.
And whether they ask, "Hey, wait a minute, there's still people on our station" or not, is up in the air given current circumstances on the station.
Yeah. Whether their systems even know, we don't know that. We sort of assumed that they would, but yeah, they probably would.
Yeah, they did take down who was on the station, so they'll at least
Right.
know that if those people haven't walked through, like it was the point of you guys doing this kind of roundabout path, is to make sure that
Yeah.
they know that you have
Yeah.
all left. So if you don't go through security and risk getting blown into itty bitty bits, then their computers will at least believe that you're still on the station.
Yeah. But then that might give us an advantage next time, because when we sneak in round security, we're still on board.
True, actually.
You'd have to brave those 2 skill checks then.
Yeah. Well, I think it's brave the skill checks or the bomb. So I feel like Elise is probably gonna go through the back ways, because the bomb is scary.
If the bomb only
I don't know
activates
about
Elise,
everyone else.
Elise is going to go through the back ways, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about anyone else. Like if someone is going the back ways, which it seems Elise is, then Das kind of has to open the doors. But theoretically, everyone else is safe through the main terminal if people want to, or if you don't feel that that's safe, then come along with Das and Elise.
All right, we're going to split this into boxes yet again. Who is going to go through main security? I'm just going to move you, Jackal. And who is going to circumvent?
Yeah, and I would suggest Libra. If there is a second party, I suggest Libra goes with that, unless Libra has specific input otherwise.
Which one of these is which?
The one you're currently in is main security.
Yes.
Okay. Exactly where I need to be.
Okay. Libra's input is that she is going to stay with the XO, and that going through the security checkpoint allows her to be in a more central position if anything breaks out.
Fair. Yep. Reasonable.
To that end, she suggests that either Percy take her place in doing that, or that Percy go with with Das and Elise to make sure that there's security with them as well.
I mean, I was going to say, if a fight breaks out anywhere, then it makes more sense to have both Percy and Libra there. But Libra does make a solid suggestion, so Percy will sneak along with Elise and Das.
Okay.
In that case.
Elise does seem to be the target, so they may notice we're doing this and do a last ditch, send some thugs. In which case, it'd be good to have someone along who can fight them off.
While we're doing this, can go ahead.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think Percy does actually have the highest kill count so far, so it makes sense to have me next time last ditch thugs that may happen.
Nox?
Can John hire some combat goons for while we're still here and getting our way out?
Sure. Yeah. It takes him but a few minutes. Do you want to give us any fiction of any narrative of what that looks like?
I guess if 119 has had a reputation through to friend of friends here and there, he'd be looking to see if any of them are looking for very temporary work as a guard while we leave the station.
Uh, yeah. You technically don't have to pay them if you're henchmen, but if you're wanting to provide a quick cover, cover story, then for how many do you want? How many henchmen can you have, and how many do you want?
What are we? Level 4?
Mhm.
Yeah, we John can have 2, so 2 hench.
Okay. Um, yeah. You're only talking about an hour with at most with of course hazard pay for potential risk. Um, say start at 100 credits, and keep in mind you don't have to pay them according to your focus. This would just be like the prevailing, cost and cover story if you want to do it.
Yeah.
They'll do it as a favor, I guess is how I should put it.
Mm.
John just has uh, that deep of authority and clout.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Maybe they're doing
we'll
it for a
go
future
with that.
favor.
Probably, yeah.
Except that it'll never get repaid.
Yeah.
How many credits did we all split, by the way?
We each got
We've got
4,000.
4,000 each.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was it. I just wanted to make sure we had some goons.
Yeah. Um. Are
Yeah,
you
can't hurt.
are you choosing to pay them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they're even more appreciative of that, and they gear up quickly with what they're allowed to have, and Libra does suggest that maybe she should go through first with one of them, and that way her and John are separated in case there is a blast.
We'll trust Libra's judgment here.
Okay. Um, she goes through, and she's able to check out, um, as well as uh, just kind of have the security as well. He doesn't even get involved in the whole process. Um, and he hangs out at the gate as far as he's allowed to go, just to make sure that if anything comes up, he is also central to the action. And John comes through next. John checks out with no problem, and his security, the goon that was with him, does the same. Just kind of hangs out. They make it look a little bit more casual, but John can tell that the security folks here recognize that there was probably some bodyguarding going on. They don't seem to make any kind of a deal out of it, and John gets through. The henchies uh, hang around until they're going to hang around until you guys are safely on the Raza and off.
Okay.
Over in the tunnels, go ahead and make your 2 checks. You've got a 13 and a 14 to beat.
Oh boy, here we go. Yep.
Oh.
One down,
Nice.
one to go, and I still have not used my reroll.
All right.
And I still haven't used it.
Holy
Dang.
shit.
Yep. Yeah, and I will just point out the highest I can possibly roll is 60. So we're not far off that.
There are some tense moments there as Das encounters an increased frequency of cleanup routines in this area of the system. There is the internals clearly are recognizing that there's been a lot of junk data over here and are they're not specifically on high alert for intrusion, but the increased attention to the area basically means they're on high alert. And so she has to backtrack and scramble in some of her efforts and quickly erase some of the things that she's tried to command as she starts seeing an error spill across the screen of one of those maintenance programs be like, this thing was here, now it's not, this thing was here, now it's not, this thing was here, now it's not.
Yep.
And she quickly puts it back, and the 3 of you emerge downwind of security. You catch the eye of the security guards that John has hired. They give a quiet, subtle nod, and continue to stand at the ready. You are mere paces away from the airlock to your ship.
Get in, right?
And the ship blows up.
Roll new characters.
No. You hustle onto the ship, and nothing blows up. Nothing feels off except for perhaps the tension that mounted just getting back onto your ship. Yeah, and maybe the fact that there's apparently a corporate boogeyman hiring people to kill you.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I'm not. Percy just says, "I'm not gonna celebrate until we're off the station."
Yeah, and Natario in the pilot seat, unless somebody else wants to take over this duty for a moment, is going to make the call to Henry Station, air traffic control. That's actually what I meant to say earlier, not Port Authority. Air traffic control, or traffic control. And request authorization to de-dock and depart.
Yep.
You guys gonna... does anybody want to step in to that role, or shall Natario carry it?
Oh, do you like the conversation or the piloting?
Yeah, basically it's fairly standard conversation, or it would be a standard conversation between traffic control and the pilot, but your circumstances are a little bit different right now. So I don't want to brush over it without you having the opportunity to say, no, one of us is going to step in and make sure that this goes how we want.
Like, I don't know, as we're departing, by the way, someone left a bomb in your security checkpoints. Maybe they should know about that.
Nah, we'll call in the anonymous tip once we're off the station, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say to
Can we actually just thinking about that? Can we leave something in one of the systems on the way through, or something where it's going to like ping to a different system and ping a different system, and then eventually like in like a day or two? Say there was a bomb in security.
From the terminals
Well,
that
I don't know if we want to delay that long.
Yeah, it would require a different terminal. The terminals that you accessed wouldn't be adequate for getting that kind of alert where it needs to go.
Yeah. Okay.
It is something you could do. It would just require us to flash back real quick and, go somewhere else real quick.
Yeah. I'm just thinking then, because like if we send it in from the ship,
They'll know.
they're gonna have our vector. They're gonna know it was us. Whereas if we just like leave a message in the system somewhere and then it pings up on the dashboard of like, hey, there's a bomb. You should check that in like 3 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad shout. Dex, would you let us, like, obviously it's maybe not for me to ask because I'm not the one that would be making the roll, but Dex, would you let us flashback and do that if we wanted to?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
If that's something you guys feel strongly enough about I mean, in your character's eyes, it would be a risk. As players, you know that I'm not going to undo the other stuff, but in the character's eyes, it does add risk.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, presumably, we'll eventually remove the bomb, but
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the other thing there is we know that it's sort of come from Union that this is happening. So, like, alerting Union people to the fact that Union planted a bomb is maybe somewhat pointless. It's like, hey, you planted a bomb, and it's like, yes, we know.
just because somebody's corrupt doesn't mean everybody's corrupt. And also, didn't we do this the way we did it specifically to avoid, civilian casualties?
Yeah, we did.
I'm hearing
I think based on that, Percy would, obviously it's not his final call because he's not the one that would need to hack the system, but that's basically the argument he would make.
Okay. What were you saying there, Ginja?
Could we do it where it broadcasts and everyone finds out?
Ooh, I like that.
Because then there'd be some questions asked about how did this happen, and then maybe it comes to light that Union did it.
That the answer to that is yes, but and you're not gonna like the but.
Go on.
But you would have to be far deeper in find a terminal deeper in the command section that has access to make those kinds of broadcast announcements.
Right.
Nothing that has easy access would be able to allow you to do that.
Yeah.
And that would be another adventure.
Yes. Is there like a news organization on the station?
Oh, there's Artemis Black Network News all over.
Yeah,
that's true.
So that is true. Yeah.
I mean, we could just send a tip to Artemis Black News Network saying, by the way, we have investigated Henry Station, we have evidence that may have been a bomb planted, and let them chase up.
Yeah. Yeah. We could do both if we want to.
So we're nearing the end of the session. I'm gonna push you guys to make a decision on this real quick.
Yeah. Is there an ABNN thing on Henry Station? Do they have like an office or something?
Well, think about that. Is you don't really know where ABNN is.
Yeah. Okay. that sounds like the previous players are laughing here.
Maybe. To be fair, I don't actually really know what I don't know everything about that, but I'm just saying there's questions about ABNN.
Yeah.
I don't know, like them reporting from the scene of thing
on the day.
The day of.
Yeah.
Despite
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I don't add up with.
I mean, presumably they have like an anonymous tip line or something, right?
Yeah, actually, there's a question. Do they have a tip line?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah,
set up a thing to ping that in like 3 hours
Yeah.
from the station?
I vote that we send my anonymous tip in a few hours.
Okay. Go ahead and give me. I'm not going to question your program on this. I want to have Das roll me a sneak check on this, and
Okay.
this is I'll stick with the wisdom, charisma, or dex on this.
It's going to be wisdom.
Okay. Yeah, that is enough. Perhaps with Percy nearby, for Das to kind of step aside. Elise is inside one of those tunnels so that she's not directly in view of anyone. And Das and Percy make a quick side excursion to one of the outwardly exposed terminals. It is a public terminal. And it's easy to program a time release message to at ABNN, basically.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's basically like, there is or was a bomb in the security of Henry Station. And maybe that shouldn't be happening. Like I definitely want it phrased like it's not a bomb threat. It is a notification that it's there with unclear reasons for knowing.
Do you want to maybe, if you want to be more specific about it, you could, over the course of the week, plan it out or write it out and put it into the text roleplay?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Just an option so that you're not having to, consider it in the moment.
I'm gonna go on mute for a sec because one of my kittens just wandered off with something in his mouth, and I'm not quite sure what he's got. I'm still listening though.
All right. We return to
we can work that out.
The bridge with Notario. Meowkin, because you've had the least in-character interaction here, I'm going to have you roll for Notario also. She is proficient at this, as station security is asking, hey, some of the people that came on board from your ship haven't checked back out, and basically are inquiring the length of their expected stay and basically confirming all that.
Sure. Is this pilot check? No.
It's not a pilot check, no.
I'm gonna say skill.
Right.
It's not really.
She handles it with just kind of no nonsense, straightforward as she usually is, and simply says, "Yeah, they're still on the station." Aplomb. Yes, they're still on the station. And do you need to know how long they're gonna stay? And security is just kind of like, I guess not. All right, authorized to leave. She challenges, given everything that's going on with them, she challenges them, and they're like, yeah, no, that's fine.
Calls the bluff.
Yep.
And you guys detach from Henry Station. There's no explosion. You back away from Henry Station. There's no explosion. And
So
you start making your way toward the horizon. And there's no explosion.
Oh, I was disappointed now.
Well, I'm leaving it before you reach the horizon, so you can wonder, will there be an explosion at the horizon? And let's go ahead and close the session on that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say roll 1d100 to see how far we get before the explosion.
No. I'll save any actual explosions for next session.
Right, so when the squad